Welcome to the eNASCAR Heat Pro League broadcast refreshed by Coca-Cola. We're live inside Arena 43 at the NASCAR Hall of Fame here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Chris Wilner alongside Hannah Newhouse.
And it's been a full and exciting season of racing, and we've narrowed these 28 drivers and 14 teams down to the final 4. And only one of those teams will leave the inaugural champion.
One of those teams vying for a championship is Penske Esports, and that's when we welcome the third member of our broadcast team, Zane the Bearded One. Zane
the Bearded One, hanging out here in Arena 43. I gave away the digital lounge for this evening, but I got some special guests with me tonight. Pennzoil, Shell V Power, Pennzoil. Guys, how's it going tonight?
Going great. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Corey?
Pretty good. Ready to get this thing rolling.
Awesome, man. So I got a couple of questions for you guys. I know you're putting you on the spot, start of the show here. Tedeschi, you won the first race at Charlotte. You got some fans tonight. You won the first race at Charlotte. Penske took the points lead and stayed up top the entire season. You're here tonight. Can you put this car in victory lane to get you guys a championship?
I think we have a really good Shell V Power Nitro Plus Ford Mustang. Practiced a lot these past couple weeks and has been really, really strong in the long run. Hopefully it pays off for us. Like I said, it's just been truly an honor to represent the Team Penske organization and just be here. It's just an awesome environment.
Very amazing. Corey, starting on pole, it's your second pole of the season. Can you got enough to put that car in victory lane? Can you stay up front? What do you have to do to win a championship here?
Yeah, great time to put that number 2 Pennzoil Ford Mustang on the pole for the second time this season. But track position is going to be key, so it's nice to be starting up front, and hopefully Brian's got a good starting position as well. Hopefully we can keep those Ford Mustangs up there.
Ford Mustangs are going to be powerful. Tedeschi, you win a championship, you take that hardware behind you home. What are you doing first?
I don't know. Words are hard to describe it. Just be, like I said, truly an honor. Definitely be super elated. Definitely have to take the trophy back to West Lafayette for a little bit. Kind of a huge shout out to all my family watching, my friends watching, and shout out to all my friends back at Purdue, all the Talladega group. It was awesome to see them, and hopefully you guys enjoy the show.
Awesome. Corey, same question for you. You win a championship. I know you got your family here in the crowd tonight. What are you doing?
Probably going back to work and then going back to coaching. Yeah, tomorrow. So, yep.
You're just going to go back to work? All right. Well, you know, we got a couple of guys that to get back to work at the desk, so let's start with Chris and Hannah.
Thank you so much, Zane. And yes, Team Penske Esports, I mean, they have just been the model of consistency. And you heard by the cheers in our live audience here in Arena 43, they got some fans behind them. And certainly look at the consistency, 13 top 5 finishes, Hannah. That's impressive.
And when it comes down to consistency, these drivers have shown it all season long. And you have to show that it shows when they need to. Pennzoil starting on the pole for his race there. And let's take a look actually at that PlayStation starting lineup. There he is on the front row, leading the field to green in your PlayStation race, and outside the rookie, DK Brown.
Followed with Sloppy Joe. How about 2 championship contenders back-to-back? SHG Hot Rod and the Bear, who won 2 weeks ago at Homestead.
And taking a little bit look further back, Slade the Young Gun in 8th, looking to cap the season off with a win, and 10th place there, Voltage for Gibbs Gaming rolling off.
And looking at the back portion of the field, Fluffy, always a force to contend with. And then number 7, JRM Keffer for Junior Motorsports. Don't count them out, folks. That 7 will try to march his way to the front, trying to get everything he can in terms of points to move on. All right, but we do have some breaking news to talk about here on the Xbox sides of things. Jacob Kerr, unfortunately for Germain Gaming, won't be able to be here tonight, suffering a family emergency. Germain Gaming telling us that their other driver on the PS4 side, Kyle Arnold, will do double duty. We definitely send our best thoughts and wishes to the Kerr family, but tonight it's double duty for Kyle Arnold in that machine.
And we look forward to watching him race both those races, but if you weren't able to join us, it was 3 playoff races that led us to tonight for the season finale. We narrowed the field down to 4 championship contenders, so let's take a look at how we got here.
The first ever eNASCAR Heat Pro League playoffs didn't disappoint, as we started with 10 playoff teams who all dreamed of a championship. The playoffs kicked off at Vegas, and the Bears scored the PlayStation victory, leading Levine Family Gaming to the next round. Track Bar won the Xbox side, but it wasn't enough, as both JTG Doherty and Germain were eliminated from the playoff competition. The top 8 teams then invaded Kansas, where 2 first-timers drove into victory lane. Dohar's first win on Xbox helped his Junior Motorsports team move on and also rocket up the standings. Non-playoff driver Parker took home a well-earned win on PlayStation. And unfortunately, the championship dreams for Wood Brothers and Go Fast came to an end. That left us with 6 teams heading to Homestead for the 3rd playoff race. The perch at the top of the standings was held tight throughout the playoffs by Team Penske and Stewart-Haas in second. Basically, that left 4 teams: Junior Motorsports, Roush Fenway, Levine, and Gibbs, all battling for the last 2 playoff positions. Slick at SHG won the Xbox race, putting them in the championship 4. Levine Family Gaming came into the race tied with Roush Fenway at the cut line, but the LFG drivers stepped up when the pressure was on. The Bear turned in a fantastic performance, grabbing a huge win to give Levine a 3-point cushion over Roush Fenway and the cut line. Roush Fenway, who led the points at one time during the regular season, was eliminated from the playoffs along with Gibbs. Now, it all comes down to this race tonight at ISM Raceway. The points are reset. Everyone's on equal ground. The team with the best performance under the spotlight will become the champion.
And that spotlight is tonight. So here's how championship finale will be going, with our 4 teams all reset to 4,000 points. Truly making it a winner-take-all, but you still got to combine the points from both races. So teammates will be cheering each other on. All those 4 will have a chance at a championship.
But take a look there at that tiebreaker. There's 3 rules that come into play, and we've seen them come into play so far this season. Combined laps led in the finale, the lowest combined qualifying position, or the season win total. And with how tight the points were coming into this finale, I wouldn't be surprised if we have to see this come into play.
We've seen it in elimination rounds, but here's how they stand tonight with your top 4 once again, all at 4,000 points. Anyone's game for a championship.
And take a look a little bit farther back in the standings, not racing for the championship, but still their 2019 points with Roush Fenway Gaming and Gibbs, a close battle between those for 5th and 6th.
Wood Brothers and Slade, that was heartbreaking to miss the playoff cutoff line there. And then the back portion of the field, some great racing as of late from RCR, Hendrick, Petty, as well as Chip Ganassi Gaming.
Well, before we started tonight's event, we took to Twitter and asked you guys, who do you think will win the championship tonight? We'll show you guys those results a little bit later, but for those who are tuning in via Twitch and Facebook, we want your input on who you think will win. Join the conversation and let us know.
The countdown to green continues to Racing in the Desert, but first, a special message from ISM Raceway President.
Hi everyone, I'm Julie Giese, President of ISM Raceway. I just wanted to take a minute to congratulate the entire field for an amazing first season in the eNASCAR Heat Pro League and send a special congratulations to the 4 finalists competing for the championship today. We're proud that ISM Raceway has played a role in this inaugural season, hosting the draft in our Gatorade Victory Lane back in March, and today as you compete at ISM Raceway for the championship. Congratulations to the competitors and everyone over at 704 Games on a wonderful season.
And we're looking forward to heading there in just a few weeks for the Blue Green Vacation 500, November 8th through 10th. If you haven't already, get your tickets now at ismraceway.com/buy tickets. Lots of action there with the Truck Xfinity K&N West finale. They'll crown a champion there, as well as the cutoff before we crown our champion in Homestead.
But back to business for this championship, and another team trying to take home the hardware is Stewart-Haas Gaming, and Zane is standing by with a couple special guests.
That's right, Chris. I am down here with the man, the myth, the legend, the voice of Stewart-Haas Gaming, Jake Morris. Jake, how's it going, my man?
Oh, it's going great. We're battling for a championship tonight. I'm excited. I think all these people are excited. We're ready to do it.
That's amazing. So I got a quick question for you. We've seen it all year. We got some helmets. Can you guys see out of that at all? Just out of curiosity. Are we ever going to get to see the myth, the man's behind the helmets, or what's the whole philosophy behind it? Why are they Stigs? Are they robots? Are they real people?
You know, we kind of went a different route this year. We wanted our guys to focus on driving, focus on winning. At Stewart-Haas Racing, that's our main philosophy. We want winners. So what we did, we put these guys in helmets so, you know, guys like you and Hannah and Chris, they won't come bother these guys. They'll come bother me instead.
Well, maybe I want to bother your drivers. So my quick question is, this is the final race. It's a championship tonight. Are we going to get to know who's behind these helmets? The mans, the robots, the peoples? Who are they?
You know, I've thought really hard about this, and I think these guys deserve a little spotlight. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take the helmets off.
What? We're going to take the helmets off? Here they come. There they are. We got one. We have two. All right, my man, what is your name and where are you from?
Brian Gritton, Kokomo, Indiana.
From Kokomo, Indiana. And you, my good sir, what is your name and where are you from?
Josh Schumacher from Lebanon, Virginia.
All right, Brandon, Hot Rod, as we like to call you, Smoke, because you smoke up the track with wins. My question for you is, How do you feel tonight? How's your car? I know you had a little bit of a setup work you were working with throughout the day. Do you get that beast to stay up front and win this race?
I think so. If it goes green, we got a really good chance tonight. Cautions can change the face of the race, but if it goes green, I'm excited.
We got you, Josh. I know you as Valley. You my boy. You my boy, Valley. You know that. What are you doing tonight? How are you going to get a championship for Stewart Haas Gaming?
Plan is just to go out, run hard, try to stay out front, and stay out of trouble.
Stay out of trouble. That's the perfect thing. Guys, I got one more thing for you. There's a special video for you and a special message from a couple of people. Check it out.
We're not the only racers this year.
Our esports drivers hit the track soon, so good luck, guys.
Good luck today.
Good luck, guys. See you in victory lane.
And that was it. You had Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, Suarez, Almirola wishing you good luck. How do you feel about that?
That's pretty cool. They're taking this to watch this. That means that we're doing something good here and hope to continue.
You're absolutely doing something good. Josh, Valley, my man, what do you think? You got a champion, Kevin Harvick, telling you to go out there and win one.
Yeah, that really gives us a lot of motivation really going into this race and sort of pushes us to want to give it our all and go win this championship.
Let's talk about tonight. All right, we're all here in Charlotte. You guys pull off the victory. I've been asking everyone all night because your boss wouldn't let me ask until you took the helmets off. What are you guys doing if you win?
I'm going to drink some Busch beer.
And what are you doing?
Same thing.
Oh, we got Busch beer drinkers. And back to the booth with everybody else. We're going to drink some Busch beer.
Well, you guys have fun, but meanwhile, how about this? They certainly have a shot to do so with 6 wins across the board for those two gentlemen, as well as 12 top 5 finishes. I mean, certainly consistency will be the key, but how about those wins, Hannah? I mean, they're racking them up as of late.
And they've showed that they get those wins by starting up front there. 11 front row starts between the two of them there, and I know who I'm going to be hanging out with after
Right?
this broadcast if SHG and them get that win. But another team looking to challenge them for that championship, Levine Family Gaming. They've been strong all season long, and Zane, the bearded one, has caught up with both of those drivers for that team.
You're absolutely right, Hannah. I am here with the Bear, the man from Alabama, and the Ginger HD Motorsports. Bear, I got a quick question for you. The momentum. You carried this team into the playoffs, into the finals here. What does that mean? What did it take to get you over that hump? You guys are the 4th place team here. What does it take? What is it?
Drive, determination, and heart.
Wow. What?
Drive, determination, and heart.
Did someone write that for you? Because that is beautifully written. HD, got a question for you. And this is going to sound really crazy. What are you doing tonight, man? You're starting mid-pack, if I remember correctly, top 5 about? Third. Oh, my God. I was way off. Who gave me the wrong stats? What do you have to do to keep that car up front? Bear's been pushing you guys along. You've been hanging around, being consistent like Matt Kenseth. What do you have to do?
Biggest thing is keeping that car clean. You know, you want to keep that car clean for all 70 laps. If I can do that, LFG's definitely come out here with the championship.
Gotcha. Bear, you've had a great season. How do you feel about it so far, coming up to this moment, and where do you see yourself going?
I mean, it's been a great season all around. I mean, we have done everything that we need to do to get here to this point, and I've been saying this since the playoffs started, it's time to finish.
It's time to finish, exactly. HD, you win a championship, my boy. What are you doing?
We're going Whiskey River. I'm going to go ride that bull, Zane.
Oh, the bull, and back to the booth.
I think at this point they
These
all
guys are
sound
a
like
lot
they're
of
going to
fun.
be a fun to hang out with. Yeah, so I know that I'm not going to be getting too much sleep tonight from the sounds of it, but take a look there at the statistics for Levine Family Gaming. The Bear there, 3 wins, really carrying some late season momentum as well, and that average finish of 4.82. And it comes down to HD Motorsports. They both need that good finish tonight.
They certainly do, Hannah, and you know, Zane mentioned it as well. HD's definitely got something to prove, and he wants to join up with the rankings there of the Bears. So it'll be great to see those guys. But I tell you what, we've talked to these teams now, and they've been super calm, super focused on this race. But I'm sure there's got to be just a little hint of pressure. There has to be, right? Well, we caught up with all the championship drivers before tonight's event that say they'll do anything to win.
I'm definitely a little nervous. I mean, it's a big deal. It's the first ever eNASCAR Heat Pro League Championship.
Right now, I'm a little nervous, but you're sitting back thinking about all of it and what's on the line.
The pressure is immense.
The pressure's always on. When it comes down to crunch time, you know what's at stake.
There's always going to be a little bit of pressure. If you say you're not under pressure, you're definitely lying.
Of course, there's always going to be pressure going into a race like this.
I've been saying this since the playoffs started, it's time to finish. When we come here on a business trip, it's time to finish what we started.
It's definitely intense. I mean, every position, every spot, you're in survive mode.
I want nothing more to bring home that trophy.
We got a really good, strong chance to take it home.
I think we have a really good shot to win this championship.
We scratched and clawed and fought our way to this point, so anything less than a title is not acceptable.
Dale Jr. and Kelly in particular have done a lot for this esports series. To bring them a championship would be quite an incredible feat.
To be able to add a championship to a brand new platform would just be amazing.
Pretty much anything.
Just about anything.
I got a front bumper.
Just about anything.
To win a championship, I'll do whatever it takes.
The pressure is on, but it's going to be take a deep breath and then focus time.
No matter what, just keep fighting to the end. It ain't over till the checkered flag flies.
I know that nerves are good, as long as you're able to control those nerves.
I like to consider myself a clean racer, but I want to bring home a championship.
The great ones, they always thrive under pressure, so time to finish what we started.
And if that doesn't get you excited to go racing tonight, I don't know what will. But before we get racing, that PlayStation race up first, let's take a look at the season leaders here. SHG Hot Rod is up there on top with the Bear. 3 wins each and a lot of laps led this season.
Oh, both of those have just come on as of late, especially in the playoffs. I mean, look at the Bear coming off a win. You couldn't ride more momentum into a championship finale. Well, good to see those guys race here tonight.
And let's set something up here with Junior Motorsports. 2 of their drivers catching some late season momentum, and a driver collecting his first win, JRM Dohar. He's hanging out with Zane, getting ready to go racing. Zane?
You're absolutely right, Hannah. I have JRM Keffer and Mr. Dohar, Mr. Excitement, the tactician and the songbird of Junior Motorsports. How you feeling tonight, buddy?
I'm feeling great. Zane, I'm really nervous, I'm not going to lie, but I'm really excited to be here with Jason. We're ready to go win Junior Motorsports and Esports Championship.
That's amazing. Keffer, you're here tonight. How's the car feeling for you, my man?
It feels good. I mean, it's felt good every race, so as long as we get a little bit of luck tonight and just keep it clean, we're going to be good.
Dohar, you were the bridesmaid all season. You finally pulled a win. Your team was on the cusp of being knocked out of the playoffs. That win pushed you into second. Did you ever think in your lifetime that you guys would be sitting second in the playoff points, racing for a championship?
I knew that we had the drive and determination to do it. We had to overcome a lot of adversity this season. That was really important. But when the pressure's on, the talent rises to the top, and that's what Jason and I did every time the pressure was on, and we faced elimination 3 races in a row. We had to get it done. We knew we needed to, and we got it done.
Awesome. Jason, you were here a couple of weeks ago. You've already raced in studio. Yeah. You an old ham at this? You still nervous? You got the butterflies in the stomach? How are you going to deal with the pressure of racing in front of all these people when you've kind of done it once already?
Well, last time there really wasn't anybody else in the room with me but Nadia. So, but this time the seats, we got these nice seats right here, and they got the blinders on, so we can just focus on the screen and get it done.
Dohar, you're a singing man, barbershop quartet, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
What song are you singing if you win a championship?
I don't know. I'll probably sing Amazing Grace. I don't know. I think that might be it.
Keffer, man, what are you planning? Like, he's going to sing Amazing Grace. Are you going to join in? You got a song in your heart that you're going to sing?
I'll let you know tonight.
Oh, so it's a surprise. And back to the booth.
A duet there out of the Junior Motorsports boys. Looking forward to it.
All right, well, here's how they come in tonight. And I tell you what, they've been kind of the underdog, but they came in strong on those last 2 races, especially on the heels of Dohar, who has that win and all this top 5s. But I tell you what, this team has been determined since night number 1 when we started all the way back in Charlotte. They said, we're going to be here. Guess what? Their strategy worked out, and they made it here tonight. Pretty impressive stuff.
And one of my favorite moments of the season was when Dohar finally broke through and got that win. The emotion, you could hear it in his voice. It was definitely exciting for us as well. But we asked you a little bit earlier on Twitter, who do you think will win tonight's championship? And we've got the results here. Take a look there. Junior Motorsports leading the way, 46%. Penske and Stewart Haas Gaming with 20 and 24. And the underdogs, we talked about it, Levine Family Gaming with 11%. If you ask me, someone like the Bear looks at that percentage and takes it as a challenge. He says, I'm going to prove you wrong with that 11%. So pretty exciting. I know we have some Bear fans in the house as well as we talk about it.
Yeah, we got some Bear fans. We've got Penske eSports fans. We've got all kinds of fans here in the house as we take a look at Arena 43, loud and proud here in Charlotte, North Carolina. They have been rowdy since they opened the doors here, cheering on. We've got family of drivers. We've got friends. We've got fans. We've got team members as well, and just a ton of people that are here excited to witness history, because this is history, the first ever eNASCAR Heat Pro League champion.
And we're looking forward forward to everyone getting loud, cheering on their drivers as all 14 of these drivers, or 28, get the opportunity to race in front of their friends and family all in one place. What a dynamic to have here in studio live to crown that champion.
We're having fun, our fans are having fun, but it's time to get this party really started. We're gonna go ahead and join our special guest here tonight, Jeff Fabiano, YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. He's been a big part of our NASCAR Heat community. And Jeff, welcome, and let's get this thing going.
Thank you very much, Chris. It is a pleasure to be here tonight. Thank you guys so much for having me. Who's ready to go racing for a championship tonight? Yes. Starting 14th, driving the number 47 for JTG Dougherty Throttlers, from Weston, Wisconsin, Rowdy! Starting 12th, driving the number 42 for Chip Ganassi Gaming, from Cranston, Rhode Island, Parker! Starting 11th, driving the number 17 for Roush Fenway Gaming, from Smyrna, Tennessee, Fluffy! Starting 10th, driving the number 20 for Gibbs Gaming, from Belvedere, New Jersey, Voltage! Starting 9th, driving the number 44 for Petty Esports, from Columbia, Pennsylvania, Mike RPL. Starting 8th, driving the number 21 for Wood Brothers Gaming, from Cumming, Georgia, Slade Gravett. Starting 7th, driving the number 25 for Hendrick Motorsports Gaming Club, from Brick, New Jersey, Joe! Starting 6th, driving the number 13 for Germain Gaming, from Toccoa, Georgia, Kyle Arnold! Starting 3rd, driving the number 8 for RCR Esports, from Canton, Georgia, Sloppy Joe! Starting 2nd, driving the number 32 for Go Fast Gaming, from Chelsea, Alabama, DK Brown! And time for your championship 4. Starting 13th, driving the number 7 for Junior Motorsports, from Charlotte, North Carolina, JRM Keffer! Starting 5th, driving the number 95 for Levine Family Gaming, from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the Bear! Starting 4th, driving the number 14 for Stuart Haas Gaming, from Kokomo, Indiana, Hot Rod! Starting on the pole, driving the number 2 for Team Penske Esports, from Waynesboro, Virginia,
How about that? I'm fired up. Let's go do this. And it's time to look at our race rundown as the drivers buckle in at ISM Raceway.
You look there, 70 laps in length for the drivers to get it done. That pit window being between 18 and 24 laps with the 4x full wear damage. And something interesting about that pit window is we're going to see a lot of drivers pit because of tire wear instead of a fuel window, which we've seen so many times this season.
Right front tires, right rear tires will get awfully worn around this racetrack, so definitely keep an eye on that pit window as we get tonight's race underway. Now, we know a lot of our fans, especially on social media, love giveaways. We've got a lot for you. How about this for our season finale? You can go to facebook.com/NASCARHeat. Yeah, we got 2 play seat challenge chairs, just like the drivers are driving in right now. And NASCAR racing experience. You can drive like a real NASCAR driver around 16 different tracks of your choosing. 5 copies of NASCAR Heat 4 and a $100 NASCAR store gift card. Yeah, get to facebook.com/NASCARHeat. Enter for your chance to win.
Now, if I see you over here on your phone, I know you're going to be over on Facebook. You were talking about how much you liked these seats, how comfortable they were. We've got an awesome live audience in here as well, ready to watch these drivers battle it out.
Everyone's getting excited. The countdown clock just about hitting 0 before we go to green flag racing at ISM Raceway. And I tell you what, for those of you maybe just tuning into this, a lot goes in to this setup here. We've got drivers using controllers instead of wheels. We've got shoes, no shoes. Hannah, have you ever driven with just your socks or bare feet?
Yeah, you got to get a little bit of a feel for the race car. You've got that much more feeling for your pedals. So don't be alarmed if your driver is only wearing socks. It's okay. We have some nice candles lit here in the studio for all of our shoeless drivers.
May have to get some Febreze on this one. As you can see, our countdown clock just under 3 minutes to go. The crowd's ready. Do we have any Sloppy Joe fans in the house? Or Slade Gravitt in the house? How about Slade? How about our championship drivers? Let's give them up for them one more time. There we go. This is about the time where those nerves really kick in.
Yeah, you're seeing your drivers start to get focused. Like you said, a couple of them on controllers, a couple of them on wheels. It's all down to driver's preference. So it'll be interesting to see who plays into what tonight. You can see your championship 4 located there in the center. They're separated from the rest of the field as they get ready to battle for that championship. And if you're just joining us here, again, this eNASCAR Heat Pro League broadcast is refreshed by Coca-Cola. Been awesome to have them come on board late in the season and bring some excitement, keep us refreshed during this entire season.
Oh, it's been a pleasure to have them on board. Grab an ice cold Coke if you're not drinking one already, because we're getting ready to go green flag racing. A full event here inside the NASCAR Hall of Fame with a live audience. 14 drivers ready to go as we take a look at they're getting their final instructions from some crew members, making sure they're all set up. And yeah, pretty much from here on out, it's up to the drivers. Remember, our 4 championship drivers all reset at 4,000 points, so every point matters. And one team will take home that beautiful-looking trophy that's in our studio audience right now. Zane, I think you got more here just before we drop the green flag.
That shoots me. Oh, hey, I'm deaf in one ear right now. I got Michael Levine of Levine Family Gaming and Levine Family Racing, the VP of Racing Operations. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that a new promotion?
Recent, yeah.
I want that title one day, man. Teach me your ways. But I want to talk to you about the Bear. He's racing tonight. He's starting in that nice, comfy seat over there. We see him getting ready. He's pointing at the camera.
They're nice seats.
How do you feel? Are you all nerves, butterflies in the stomach?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we do this every week, right? But this is a big one. This is our first chance at a championship as a team as a whole, right? So this is a cool to be part of the Final 4 for the inaugural year. But he's got a lot of work to do. There's 3 other really good guys he's got to go beat. So
I don't mean to pull that away from you, but did you think in the beginning of the season, when Bear got Levine Family Racing and Gaming their first win ever in a cup car in the video game during the exhibition seasons, that you guys would be sitting here tonight racing for your first championship ever?
Absolutely. That's why we drafted him. I have 100% confidence in our guys. That's why we picked them. You know, they're good at what they do. They are top-notch drivers.
Gotcha. And thanks for that, Michael. We're going to throw it back to the booth.
Thanks, Zane. It's been so much fun to watch these drivers develop and everything. And we're under the pace lap right now, getting ready to go racing. It comes down to these PlayStation drivers. They're going to try and get the best finish they can to set their Xbox teammate up for success, Chris.
And look at him now. Pretty calm, in the zone. We'll see what happens here after a full distance and coming to the white flag. But right now, drivers are on the back straightaway. They're locked and loaded. We've got our audience here that's ready to go. We hope you're ready to go at home as well. And the green flag is underway. We are racing at ISM Raceway in the desert. Quickly, Pennzoil flexing some muscle, taking the lead there into turn 1. We talked to a lot of drivers this week saying it's going to be a nice little sprint at the beginning with 18 laps trying to aim with those tire wear, trying to get every position they can on these first few laps.
And you guys can see there on that graphic your championship contenders in the green boxes, so you can pay attention to where they are the entire race. Everyone taking advantage of this full track right away down below the apron, but Pennzoil doing the smart thing. He's going to get out front and stay out front, stay out of the trouble as everyone starts to get these emotions and tensions mixed in there. But out front is the best place to be, and he put his car on the front row. They've had great qualifying runs all season long, and SHG Hot Rod, though, has him in his sights as him and Mike RPM continue to battle.
Yeah, they're side by side for second as Hot Rod dips below the yellow line. Remember, you can do that here at ISM Raceway, but as we continue to look at our leader, second pole of the season, coming off a 7th place finish. No, that's not what he wanted, but he also has 2 top 5s in the postseason, so knows how to get it done. As we take a look on the bottom of your screen, that's the Bear. Focused in, got the headset on.
He looks very relaxed. I know we're early on in the race right now, but he's sitting back in that seat. He's ready to go. He's got all things focused there, and the Bear has seen those 3 wins. He knows how to get it done. He usually shows up late in the race, though. He hangs out, watches everyone else burn their stuff up, and then takes advantage of it. But SHG Hot Rod doesn't like to hang out. He likes to get up front and stay up front. And he's now in that second position trying to reel in Pennzoil.
Closing the gap ever so slightly as they tuck behind one another, with Pennzoil continuing to lead. Hot Rod finding some speed there the last couple laps, cutting that gap from about half a second to now 0.3 of a second as you take a look at Hot Rod.
And you can see riding along, like you said, with Hot Rod. Recently came out from the helmet, gets to race this championship race without a visor on. It would be kind of difficult to race with one of those tinted visors here in arena. So SHG Hot Rod, all things ready to go. The Bear moving up there in that 4th position, but SHG has caught the back bumper of Pennzoil.
He certainly has, taking a peek to the inside, kind of sizing up your opponent at this point, just short number of laps into this event as Pennzoil nearly clips that inside wall coming off of the final corner. But again, using all the racing room of this racetrack. But how about Hot Rod? It's going to pull even alongside Pennzoil. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Championship battle on the line early here in the Valley.
Little bobble there, but he manages to hold on to it. Continues to challenge. Pennzoil gave him the room there on the bottom, and SHG Hot Rod takes it down below the apron. Trying to get up underneath there to get that inside line all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. These guys are using the entire surface. Can't quite get that position. Ooh, and a run there.
Thought better of it, about got into that left rear tire of Pennzoil, but he'll get the drive off the corner down the old front straightaway. And for now, give the lead. Yes, he will clear him. So Hot Rod moves to the lead of this race, but don't look now. Here comes Pennzoil, trying to lay a bumper to him.
These two are wasting no time to hold on to that lead position there. That's where you want to be. Again, the best finishes between the two teams or the two drivers combined walks away with the championship. So what better place than to finish first to set your teammate up for success? So SHG Hot Rod looking to hold on to that lead there, but Pennzoil will try and reel him on as we ride along with the driver of that Stewart-Haas Gaming car.
Taking a look at some other championship contenders, the Bear back to 5th position. Keffer moving from 13th to 10th for Junior Motorsports. So everyone inside the top 10 for now. But right now, the guys putting on the show up front, Hot Rod and Pennzoil, as we complete another circuit here at ISM Raceway.
A little contact there. You saw it with the Bear, and it looked like maybe Kyle Arnold there. As they continue to race up, the Bear looking for every position he can grab. Ooh, and Mike RPM bounces it off the wall, holds on to it. That allows the Bear to slip up there.
3 wide racing for a moment here at Phoenix. I don't know if I've ever really seen that as we ride on board the Filter Time Chevy of Keffer, moved up 1 spot tonight. So Keffer now on the charge, trying to catch his championship contending competitors. But right now, he's got all sorts of traffic in front as they race around this speedway, conserving tires. We heard possibly maybe taking it easy, maybe a couple 1/10 of a second off of a normal pace, but right now they're flying around this place.
You can see there as we ride on with the Bear, who was just on the outside there of Sloppy Joe, but got that position. He's up to 3rd, so your top 3 drivers at the moment, championship contenders, you can see both there at the bottom of the screen, the Bear and Keffer. side by side there, but the Bear has Pennzoil in his sight. We'll try and reel him in, but we should expect a caution here soon. So Zane, we're going to check in with you here on a little bit more.
Guys, really what we're expecting here tonight is not a fuel mileage race, it's a tire wear race. ISM has been destroying these tires faster than their fuel mileage has been burning out. So what you're going to watch is a lot of these guys lift, float, roll through the corners as much as they can. About 5-10 laps in, they're going to start matting it. But we're going to see these guys come down for tires more than anything else.
Thank you so much, Zane. We appreciate it. Points again, folks. A new feature for tonight's championship finale. Updating points as they run during the race. So live points as close as we can get them. With right now Stuart Haas Gaming in front of the championship hunt early on, and this one's still a long way to go as we ride on board there with the Bear, and he's got Keffer alongside. Sometimes you'll see their eyes look up at that rear view mirror they have on their screen, checking out the competition behind them as we ride on board with the Bear looking backwards. Right now, 3 championship contenders in the top 3. This is exactly how they wanted to play it out. Settle the race with the championship contenders, but still early as Hot Rod extends his lead just a little bit now, over a second.
Still 55 laps to go in this race, and you can see no real worry there on Hot Rod's face. He continues to turn these laps, stay out front, pretty good lead over Pennzoil there, but again, cautions are expected, and these 2 drivers will take advantage of that, go get tires. You might see some strategy with teams only taking 2 tires to gain that track position, and we've seen someone like Keffer really take advantage of that to gain that track position.
Yeah, indeed, he's done it before in this elimination playoff race to get himself and his team into the race. But right now we've got 1 car dipping on pit road. That's your leader. So Hot Rod, the 14, will bring the rest of the front group, including Pennzoil, down pit road. Nick Jobs is also taking this opportunity for a pit stop. And this is lap 18, folks. So right when we expected it to, as we take a look, everybody's getting a chance to take a quick breather as their car gets serviced, then back on the racetrack. Cycling through, Kyle Arnold scored as the leader for now, with Keffer right behind in second. Those 2 still needing to pit as we complete lap number 19. And here comes Keffer right now down pit road.
The field will recycle, and that'll hand probably the lead back over to SHG Hot Rod, but looks like Slade, nope, Slade came down pit road as well. So the entire field has now come down pit road. This will reset and recycle everyone. Gives them that chance, like you said, to refocus. We've still got a long race ahead of us in this PlayStation race.
Talking to Nick Jobs this week, he said, you know, if this race goes green, it will certainly be tire management that plays out. If there's a caution in this race, it'll be fuel strategy. So one way or another, strategy is going to come into play here tonight. What better place to do it than on a championship finale night as we take a look at Keffer getting reset. Cars exiting pit road, blending through. Championship contenders now riding 3rd through 6th as we still await some pit stops to be cycled through, including Kyle Arnold, your leader. There it goes. So move SHG Hot Rod back to the lead. A 3-time winner this season, including the big track at Indianapolis.
And you saw just momentarily ago a shot of Parker and Mike RPM actually talking in between the race here. This is the 2nd time this season we've had all of the drivers in the same place. We kicked the season off at Charlotte, where all of the drivers were in attendance, racing just like we are now. So cool to have all of the competitors here on location. Allows the emotion to get a little bit more involved when everyone's in the same room. They've got their teammates here as well, cheering them on, able to swap notes instead of just making phone calls and text messages after races. So exciting feeling here in the studio. But like you said, SHG continues to lead in, riding along with Keffer, running in that 10th position. Got his eyes on a couple drivers in front of him that could move him up to that 7th position as he tries to run those perfect laps and pick up some track position.
Hannah, you mentioned the benefit of having your crew members here. We're going to go ahead and toss it down to Zane, who is with Keffer's crew chief, who's in the building. Zane, what do you got?
You're right. I am with Jason Keffer's crew chief, Justin Mons. Justin, Keffer's running in 10th. He went down that pit road. You were talking a little bit of strategy with me here. How are you guys feeling? What do you think about the car so far?
Just needed to do what he's been practicing on, save it the first 3 to 4 laps, and then kick it into 3rd gear and get going, pick him off. He's doing well. The first pit cycle so far, we're right where we wanted to be in 10th spot, so everything's going to game plan.
So everything's going to game plan. There's nothing to worry about. There's not lagging back. There's nothing wrong with the car. This is pure strategy right now.
We got him Look how smooth he's driving.
Oh, that's pure dedication and determination on his face.
That's exactly why we practice and put all these hours in. He's confident in what we got.
Awesome, Justin. Thank you so much. Back to you guys up at the booth.
So cool, Zane. We appreciate that to see from a crew chief's perspective. We don't get to talk to them ever because they're usually away from these guys when we normally race on a weekly basis. So good to hear some strategy. They seem to be confident. Keffer looked confident. So championship contender JRM Keffer, Junior Motorsports, right on schedule. But the man who's led the most laps here so far tonight out of the Stewart-Haas Racing Gaming Camp, SHG Hot Rod.
He's extended that lead almost to 2 seconds, and that's a pretty comfy lead there for SHG Hot Rod. Everyone behind him, though, seems to be driving with their heads on right now. No one's pulling anything too crazy. Still got 47 laps to go. One of the longer races that we've run this season. No competition and caution involved, so these drivers forced to have that strategy. And interesting to hear, we watched Keffer at our last race. He raced in studio here, and he told us he had some strategy. And as the laps were winding down, we were getting a little bit worried for our Junior Motorsports boys about advancing there. And when the laps finally came down, he was right there, able to put their team in contention to race for this championship. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out at the end laps.
Certainly will. You saw the battle for 7th, a nice one between Kyle Arnold and Voltage, but we go back with the leader. Now a 2-second lead. If this stays green, how does Hot Rod manage his tires? It's been a coming out party today as they revealed the helmets, or unveiled the helmets, to our real identity of our drivers for the first time this season. So he wants to put on a show now as himself. And right now doing a great job with Pennzoil, your pole sitter, back in 3rd, the Bear in 2nd. So 3 championship contenders still right there. Keffer back up to the 9th position, and some jockeying around mid-pack. As we take a look at our driver bullpen, so here's our teammate for JRM Keffer who'll be racing next. That's Dohar, looking a little nervous. He's been Mr. Excitement when we've seen him race right now, trying to will his teammate to getting as many points as he can, because it's all going to be on the guys racing next.
And if Keffer's able to get up there and get that good position, get that good finish for his team, that takes a little bit of the pressure off of Dohar. So while you want to see your teammate finish good, it also helps you in your turn when it all comes down to it. But take a look here again. Pennzoil in that 3rd position was passed by the Bear. The Bear able to put a little bit of distance between himself and Pennzoil. And right now, both those drivers, they want a caution. They want to see SHG Hot Rod come back into their grasp where they're able to battle for it. But right now, the leader, you can barely see him in front of the Bear out there. But the Bear a little high in that corner, and that allowed Pennzoil to close the gap. You can see the focus on that driver below in the lower right there. Awesome to have. I know we had some Pennzoil fans here in the audience.
Front end damage here. Front end damage on the hood for Pennzoil. Not sure how he got it. Plenty of time to repair, but will that hinder the aerodynamics of that Ford Mustang? Only time will tell, but right now, 41 coming to 40 laps to go is SHG Hot Rod. And we do have an update on the damage on the the Pennzoil Ford. Zane, let's get down to you. How did that happen?
Guys, it actually happened early in the race. He got rear end damage at the start, and then with Bear coming around him, Pennzoil tried to let him go. Looks like Bear just cut his nose off and caused some of that front end damage. So right now, his teammate is biting some fingernails trying to watch Pennzoil run down the Bear here in 2nd.
So far, keeping that Ford Mustang pretty smooth with the damage, not phasing Pennzoil so far. He's got it locked and loaded, hunting down Hot Rod. Still has a little ways to go. JRM Keffer fans, Junior Motorsports up to 7th position now, 6 seconds behind, but on the move. Strategy we heard from his crew chief could be playing into their favor.
Your leader there, SHG Hot Rod. You can see it there again, points as they run, able to give you guys a live update of how things are shaking out. And look how close that is. Stewart-Haas there with 4,000 Ford, who we said they reset at 4,000 going into tonight's race. Levine Family Gaming, so the Bear in 2nd, only 1 point behind, and Penske in 2nd. But Junior Motorsports, that 7-point deficit, he's got to make up a couple positions to get his teammate Dohar in a good position to be able to contend.
I think if you want to be by the next race within 4, maybe 5, that's stretching points back, and you can make that up, but any worse be tough to do for the place there, Xbox drivers. But Still, great run so far for every one of our championship contenders now inside the top 5. Great racing in the Valley. All right, well, this eNASCAR Heat Pro League broadcast is refreshed by Coca-Cola. We've got plenty of them up here on stage. If you're in the audience, go grab yourself a Coke while we string things out and get ready for the finish and find out who's one step closer to a championship.
Some pitting looks like going underway here. A handful of drivers, including the Bear, Kyle Arnold, and Rowdy down pit road. Sloppy Joe and Fluffy also among those. So look at that there. The Bear now on a different pit cycle than your leaders, SHG and Hot Rod. That allows Keffer to get up in that 3rd position. We saw him on that late pit stop as well, coming in a lap later than the leaders. So that allows him to be in contention now, but you expect the rest of the field, yep, SHG, Hot Rod, and Pennzoil also coming down for their 2nd pit stop. That'll hand Keffer the lead at the moment.
More green flag pit stops coming, another 18-lap stint. So right on the money as we talked to some drivers this week that said it's going to be 18 laps before those tires really fall off. You don't want to blow a tire and cause significant damage ending your night. So everybody taking this chance now down pit road. Good chunk of the lead lap cars, the leaders. Everybody trying to reset. We'll try to get word on maybe some adjustments. Again, they could pretty much do adjustments to most of the race car, what they do on pit road on Sundays. So right now, your leader scored JRM Keffer, but I believe Fluffy will get a chance at the lead as we cycle things through. But so far, everybody keeping it clean and green. No big incidents to talk about. It's the way you want it.
I have a feeling, though, as the laps wind down here, we still have 35 laps to go, and these guys know how these races have played out. They've taken themselves out of contention early on, and they want to be able to be there when it counts. So you're going to see Keffer and all of them try and keep their nose clean as much as they can. He had some ground to make up, but he's been able to do it without much contact there. So Pennzoil looks like right now the only real championship contention driver with that damage.
Up in the mix is Fluffy. Haven't talked a lot about him at Roush Fenway Gaming. Was absolutely impressive in the preseason, winning a handful of races, was picked as one of the drivers to beat. Things didn't work out the way he wanted to in the regular season, missed the postseason there, one of the cutoff races, but boy, has Fluffy been something to watch. When he has speed, he certainly shows it, and that 17 is rolling right now inside the top 5, sandwiched in a playoff driver kind of grouping there. As we go on board with Fluffy, battle for 2nd, that's the Bear ahead. So the Bear feeling some pressure from behind as they complete another lap. See how low they get below the yellow line and then wash it up right all the way to the wall and then dip down below on the apron. So all kinds of lanes here at ISM Raceway.
Fluffy looking to the inside of him there. Try and get that bottom groove from the Bear, but the Bear had a great run off the corner there. Able to clear him, and Fluffy will stick his nose back behind him, fall in line. He's really been catching him, carrying a lot of momentum through the corner here to get the Bear. And Fluffy, who's not a championship contender, he still wants that win, though. You have to wonder what the communication was between a lot of these teams, a lot of these drivers going into tonight's race, because while Fluffy wants that win, he has every opportunity to really mess up the Bears' evening.
More on the Bear. Let's go down to Zane. Zane, what do you got?
Guys, what I'm watching right now is pure determination in the Bear's face. A little bit of agitation right there, but watch his eyes. He goes down, he comes out of the corners, goes down the straightaway, looks up into the rear view, back at the straight of the track. What he's watching is seeing where Fluffy and Pennzoil are behind him. He needs to keep an eye on Pennzoil. If he doesn't, he's going to fall back in the points. But looking at how he's just track, mirror, just like a robot. What we see in real life, these guys are mimicking those reactions.
You saw him talking on the headset too, so always in communication. Zane, we appreciate the update. His teammate cheering him on, HD Motorsports. We've got a handful of drivers on the Xbox side waiting their turn anxiously. But right now, trying to cheer their teammates on as Fluffy nearly gets into the wall there entering the corner. Still trying to hunt down the 95 of the Bear for Levine Family Gaming, but it's all trying to, see that dot way down the straightaway? Yeah, that's SHG Hot Rod. Has a 3-second lead, as now the battle heats up for 2nd.
Your driver there in 3rd, Fluffy, you can see his cam right there. He drives like I drive. He's up on the wheel as close as he can possibly be to that steering wheel, and I'm convinced it makes you faster. So Fluffy trying to reel in the Bear, but the perfect scenario right now is having Fluffy between himself and Pennzoil. That's an additional point that separates those two championship contenders. So someone like the Bear wants as many non-playoff drivers between himself and Pennzoil as he can get. So that's probably a reason why he's also watching behind his mirror. But SHG Hot Rod probably has not broke a sweat yet this evening. He has not had any competition, even within his realm. He has just checked out from the Bear and Fluffy and let the rest of the field really battle it out.
Yeah, you see some of their fastest laps of the race with Hot Rod and Pennzoil as well as Fluffy all right there within a few hundredths of a second. So the competition heating up here as we get inside 30 laps to go. And Hot Rod's just trying to do what his teammate Slick did 2 weeks ago when we ended the elimination round at Homestead. Absolutely pull away as much as he can and lead the most laps. And right now, as you look at the points, currently as they run, still a 1-point margin because the Bear is in second. Penske now back 3. Junior Motorsports able to hop a position and is 6 back. We will continue to monitor your championship standings as the night and the race progress.
With 25 laps to go, we could expect to see a handful of drivers come back down pit road, make that third pit stop with the pit window that we have available here. But we've got an update here down on Keffer. He's moved up to 7th.
Yeah, we talked in the pre-race too. You know, he's a driver that has something to prove. With his teammate Dohar, 3 top 2 finishes in the last 4 races. You know JRM Keffer wants to taste that success and help ease the burden for his teammate. And a lot of Junior Motorsports fans are hoping that tonight they put it all together. And right now, strategy getting him inside the top 10 and 7th and working slowly up the leaderboard as, again, the battle for second continues to heat up with the Bear and Fluffy.
At this point, I am not entirely convinced that the Bear is even looking out his front windshield. He's doing everything in his power to keep Fluffy behind him, but Fluffy, great run there, able to get down on the bottom of him right at that quarter panel, but not quite enough to hold the position there. So, but it looks like Fluffy may have hit the wall. We take a look here at what happened. Oops, some minor contact there, able to hold on to it. Didn't look like anything too significant, as able to keep that speed and momentum, and he's still right on the back bumper of the Bear.
No kidding, he just kept his foot in it and drove right back to the bumper of the Bear.
When in doubt, throttle it out.
I love that. And right now, got a huge run down the straightaway. Seems to let off just a little bit earlier than the Bear, maybe trying to save his tires a little bit, and he gets a great drive off. How about that as they cross the start-finish line? 21 laps to go. Best battle on the track right now is for second. Non-playoff driver versus playoff or championship driver versus championship driver. As we go back on board with Keffer. Still riding in 7th position. Your other championship contender, Pennzoil, now inside the top 3. So 3 drivers vying for the championship in the top 3. And let's go back down to Zane, who's with Dohar, his teammate.
Chris, you're absolutely right. I found Dohar hanging out here with the drivers. You look really nervous, man. I've been watching you for a couple of laps here. We got about 20 to go. How are you feeling? What are you thinking right now for your teammate?
I'm feeling really good for Jason. He's got that extra lap on tires and gas over the other playoff contenders, 2 over the 95. So I think that's our biggest competition right now. So I think that extra lap will really pay big dividends here towards the end of the race. I think you'll really see Jason get up into that top 3.
Butterflies in the summit killing you?
Absolutely.
All right, back to you, Chris and Hannah.
Thanks, Zane. And you saw there JRM Keffer up to that 5th position now. Fluffy, who was running in 3rd, has pitted. So you see him scored there a lap down, but the battle heating up for 3rd. Pennzoil challenging with the Bear. A handful of drivers, though, pitting as we ride along with the Germain Gaming driver, Kyle Arnold. He comes down pit road, but a shake-up there. The Bear also down pit road.
Yeah, it's about scheduled because 54 laps have just been completed, so another 18 in the books. So all these drivers needing 4 fresh Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuels. So right now they're going to get that done and make a sprint to the finish with exactly 18 laps to go. So now it's going to be who can manage their tires and save enough at the end and make a run at your leaders. But right now we look more or the same damage on board of Pennzoil, so unable to get it fully repaired, but it's not hampering him so much. Continues to ride in the lead. Still awaits that 3rd pit stop. And right now he'll duck down onto pit road. So now your leader on pit road.
We saw Fluffy come down pit road about 3 laps earlier than anyone else. He'll cycle through, and he's obviously got a fast race car. Was up there contending with the leaders a majority of the half end of this race there. So Fluffy will cycle through, should be your leader after, yep, the rest of the field does pit. This could be the upset that we've been watching. Someone like Fluffy getting that win at the end of the season. He was great in the preseason. We watched him. And this could be the upset that could really shake things up going into the Xbox race.
We saw Parker do it for Chip Ganassi Gaming, getting his first win of the season in the playoffs. So it's anyone's game, folks. And look who's in second. We haven't talked much about him, but the young gun Slade. Wood Brothers Gaming. We know they've got his family in the stands here. And he's running in second, sandwiched between two playoff drivers. As we take a look now at RCR, there's Sloppy Joe, Sloppy Nation. Let's hear from you. He's kind of been quiet too, but he told me this week that he doesn't care, championship or not. He will do whatever it takes to end this season on the top step of the podium. And right now, in 5th position, some 6 seconds back as we finish cycling through pit stops. And look who's back in the lead. That young fella, the 14 of SHG Hot Rod.
I want to circle back there to Sloppy Joe on what you just mentioned. He's really found some speed late in the season. Looks like it took a little bit for that team to get rolling, but he's got 7 top 5 finishes in just the last couple races here. Found some speed, been in contention, great qualifying effort. So this could be the race that he's been trying to put together to get that top 3 finish, contend for that win, and maybe carry some momentum into next season if he's drafted back on again with that team. So it's been fun to watch that team really progress and be able to contend with someone like SHG and Penske, who were fast right out of the gate at Charlotte.
Take a look at your points as they run. So a 2-point advantage now for Stewart Haas Gaming over Levine Family Gaming. So that extra point certainly is big for the 14 bunch as we ride on board with Kyle Arnold, again doing double duty. Tough situation with Jacob Kerr, unfortunately missing tonight's race due to a family emergency. We continue to think of him and his family in Kansas, but right now, his teammate trying to do it for the home team here and trying to do it twice back-to-back, and right now having a solid run in the top 5.
Pennzoil just thought they're making that pass for 5th down below Sloppy Joe. Washes right up, back in front of him, cleared himself. All good to go, carrying some real speed. He's got to track down Kyle Arnold for that 4th position because he needs to be right on the back bumper of the Bear. That's 1 position and 1 point that could separate them going into the next race for their Xbox drivers. So Pennzoil has to turn 12 perfect laps and get to the back bumper of the Bear, who's running in that 3rd position. And serious focus on that Penske driver's face, you can see there. Right now, doesn't look like anyone has much for your leader there, SHG Hot Rod. 2 seconds over 2nd place of Fluffy.
The gap keeps getting bigger, but the intensity begins to mount as we come to the line. This time will be 10 laps to go for your PlayStation drivers. 10 laps to try to make every position you can get. And they're all chasing SHG Hot Rod. Jake Moore said it, they had the cars to win. And right now, showing their muscle in the PlayStation race. As we ride back on board with the Bear, sitting in 3rd position for Levine Family Gaming, 2 points out of the championship lead. And you know he'd love to get past Fluffy to at least get 1 more and set up his teammate for a shot at a championship.
The Bear looking to really contend here. Like we'd said all season long, he's felt like the underdogs. He's really carried some late season momentum, caught those 3 wins, some of the most of the season on the PlayStation side here, running in that 3rd position. He's got to catch Fluffy. He needs to get Fluffy behind him to add that point buffer between himself and Pennzoil, because Penske's been at the top this entire time. No one is in SHG Hot Rod's league right now.
Absolutely not, and it'll be the first time that if we finish as is, Penske will not be atop the championship standings heading into the final race of the season. Can Stewart Haas Gaming get it done? Still 8 laps to go, and here's a battle here for 4th. Kyle Arnold in the 13. Here's on board with Pennzoil, chasing another championship point. But time is starting to run out as you ride on board with Pennzoil. Locked and loaded for a sprint to the finish, using every inch of this racetrack.
And down below the apron, he goes there to try and get around Kyle Arnold. Can't quite carry enough momentum. He'll have to slip back behind him and continue to run in that 5th position. J.R.M. Keffer has got to get in front of Pennzoil to set his teammate up, Dohar. We heard from him earlier. Lots of nerves for that driver. He was able to capture that win late in the season, but the butterflies are still there.
Here's a look at the points as they run once again. Levine Family Gaming still trailing by 2 points. Penske back 4, and then Junior Motorsports, they started 7 back, now up to 5 back. So J.R.M. Keffer trying to do everything he can with that strategy, but again, it all comes down to tire management. And right now, Hot Rod continues to pace the field, doing a good job of doing that. Just 5 laps to go here at ISM Raceway. And a battle here as Pennzoil jumps Kyle Arnold. We take a look at some family members in the stands saying some prayers. May be what it takes as we've got 5 laps to go. Yeah, let's hear it, folks. We got a nice studio audience here for the first time in Arena 43. Cheering their driver to the finish. Pennzoil's mom sending the prayers up. Can her son get another point? Coming to 3 laps to go this time. Bye for SHG Hot Rod. There is Pennzoil's mom riding in 4th. Championship driver 1 spot ahead of the Bear. Would love to get 1 extra spot.
And Pennzoil is doing everything in his power to keep Kyle Arnold behind him. He needs to be right on the Bears' tail there to keep no non-playoff contention drivers in between them. He needs to be able to reel the Bear in, but you almost have to give hats off to Hot Rod. We've talked about tire conservation this entire race. That man has not let off the throttle this entire race. He's kept a solid lead between him and the Bear the entire time with 3 laps to go. It is amazing that that driver has any tires left on that car.
Coming to 2 laps to go, you saw the pass on your screen. The Bear getting around Kyle Arnold. Pennzoil moving up to 3rd. So 3 championship drivers in the top 3, but 4 seconds behind this guy. Hot Rod trying to get another win, his 4th of the season, and it'll come on championship night, coming to the white flag here at ISM Raceway as you ride on board with your leader.
It's been a fun story to follow with SHG Gaming. We didn't know the identity of the drivers the entire season. Then it came down to tonight when everything was on the line and everything mattered. We get to know these drivers, the faces that have been behind the helmets the entire season, that have put that team in victory lane this season, and he's done it again. He says, hey, the helmet doesn't matter. I'm here to win, and win is who I am. And Brandon Gritton, the driver for Stewart Haas Gaming, just dominant tonight, looking to add that 4th win of his season.
Checkered flag is out. You see the fist pumps on your screen. Hot Rod, Brandon Gritton is your winner at ISM Raceway on championship night. Job well done as SHG will take over the points lead. And let's go down to Zane with our winner.
And here I am with the man. Brandon, you won here in Charlotte in Arena 43 for the championship race. How do you feel right now?
Feel good, but we got 1 more.
You got 1 more left. What did you have to do for your teammate? What does he have to do? How was the car? Give us some breakdowns.
Car was great. He knows what to do. He's a pro. He's got it.
All right, so the car. So let me ask you real quick. I saw a little bit of damage on that car. Last couple of laps, you had 34% tires left. What was the strategy to keep you out front all night?
Stay pushing. Car was fast. I knew if I'd have fixed damage, it'd have brought them to me. So I just kept hitting no repair, and the car was fine without it. A little tight, but it was fast.
That's our winner on the PlayStation side. Brandon, let's go back to the booth with Chris and Hannah.
You saw that 58 laps led, an absolutely dominating performance as we take a look at the unofficial results. 3 playoff championship contenders in the top 3 with Hot Rod ousting them all.
The Bear really wanted that win, but Hot Rod in a league of his own. The Bear comes home 2nd, tailed by contender Pennzoil and J.R.M. Keffer, rallied from that 13th starting position, home in 5th.
Solid top 5 for that bunch, so good run for all of our playoff contenders inside the top 5 as we look at the rest of the field. Also a nice tip of the cap, Nick Jobes of Hendrick Motorsports Gaming Club. He'll like to hear that.
And you see there Fluffy, who was up front early on in the race, challenged with the contenders, comes home in 13th, pitted a little early, didn't look like it really played out for him there, but rounding out your field for Gibbs Gaming is Voltage. And Zane, we're gonna head it back down to you.
Thanks, guys. Right now, I'm hanging out with the Bear for Levine Family Gaming. He finished 2nd. Man, how do you feel right now after that run?
Did a great job salvaging what we could right there. On the initial start there, the 2 didn't go and missed the restart box, and I rear-ended the 8, and it gave us 94% aero through the whole run. And I was just plowing tight for 70 laps and held on to it and come away with what we could. Now it's time for my teammate to go get it done.
Speaking of your teammate, HD Motorsports going to sit in this seat next. What does he have to do to get you guys a championship?
Win.
Oh, cold words from the man, the myth, Bear, throwing back to the booth.
Simple as that. Win. Well, we appreciate it, Zane. And we're back here at the desk, and look who decided to come back for more. Chad Canals, thanks for joining us, man.
Absolutely.
You saw the regular season, but have you ever seen anything like this in Studio 43?
This is fantastic, and I'll tell you, the pressure is no different than what we experienced when we're at the Cup Series, because just like what we had to do last weekend in Kansas to transfer, we had to win. Just like his teammate has to do, he's got to win to go out and win the championship for the 95 team. So, amazing race. I was really impressed with the strategy. Very unique. Everybody kind of managing their tires, trying to figure out what they need to do in a very, very difficult venue to pass.
Now, you heard it there from the Bear. He said that his teammate has to win. You've been there as a crew chief, but what goes on in a driver's mind? You've been working with William Byron, who's a little bit of a younger driver, and that's the case for a lot of our playoff drivers this evening. What is going through the minds of these drivers? It all comes down to this next race.
I think this next race, they have a little bit of an advantage. Obviously, they've seen what their teammates have gone through with the other councils. They understand what's going on with the racetrack. They understand the strategy. That's a big part of going into something. You know, we say it time and time again, you know, if you do your development and you have your research done and you have your strategy laid out, when you show up at the racetrack, you have a better opportunity for success. These guys going out there and running that race for them, they're coming in the catbird seat because maybe they can do a little trickery with their strategy and leapfrog some of these guys.
Now we're here in Arena 43. We've got a live audience. We've got family. We've got team members of everybody. What do you think of where this started and to where we are now doing a championship finale live like this?
So what was it? Probably 3 months when I was in here with you guys last, you know, when I was checking it out. The venue's completely different, I can tell you that, and it is exciting. It's electric when you walk in here. It's more than just fans. I mean, we've got corporate people here. We've got heads of state from the race teams. We've got a lot of very influential people here paying attention to what it is that's happening here tonight.
And it's been a fun season thus far. We're excited to have everyone here and you back with us to hang out. It's been great. It's been a great season. We're going to take a look here at the points following this PlayStation race and how everything shook out for our contention teams here. Take a look there. Stewart Haas Gaming coming out on top with that win. Max points, 4,040, but Levine Family Gaming right behind them, as well as Penske Esports. We talked at the beginning of the show, a potential tiebreaker in the making right here.
Certainly is, and just 2 points separate the top three with still mathematically eligible as Junior Motorsports. And I tell you what, it's anyone's game at this point. The pressure is real. And I can't imagine what these drivers are going through, let alone we even have some crew chiefs in here, Chad.
What
do you think of that?
I think it's fantastic. You know, motorsports is a team sport no matter any way you cut it. And you've got to have somebody in your corner helping you tune your race car. You've got to have, whether it's a pit crew or a crew chief or whoever it may be. So I think having that guy here with you, talking in your ear and helping you design and develop and make these cars happen is really important. A lot of people don't understand, like, I use this game. Like, I use this game before I go to the racetrack to understand what it is that we're going to be doing with a 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports. So it's a pretty big deal. It's a lot of fun.
It's been impressive to watch all season long. These teams really integrate with these drivers and be able to get all the brains in motion for this racing. But Chad, again, thank you so much for joining us. We've enjoyed all season long and to have you back here in the finale.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm going to continue to watch the rest of the night, and we'll see how it all shakes out. We'll see who ends up our champion.
Awesome. Thank you. Zane, we're going to send it back over to you for a moment.
Guys, I was able to catch up with our third place finisher, Pennzoil. Corey, man, how you feeling after that run tonight? You started on pole, finished third.
Yeah, not too bad. There at the very start, got a little bunched up. A couple guys, I guess, trying to anticipate the start. Had some rear end damage. Wasn't able to make it to the lap count that I wanted to there early in the runs, and kind of had to save there towards the end so I could make that final run all out. But not too bad. We're in a position going into this Xbox race. Brian has a chance, so that's what we need to do, just not eliminate ourselves in that first race.
And talking about a little bit of emotion here, we saw your mama sitting there praying. You got past Kyle as that. What does that take through you? What do you feel that your teammate has to do? Take that energy. What are you going to do in this next race as a team?
Yeah, Brian just needs to do what he does. You know, he's had the better finishes throughout the year, pretty much. These last 2 weeks, I've kind of had a little bit better than him, but I'm very confident in him. He just needs to be confident in himself and know what he needs to do and go out there and do it.
Strong words from our third place finisher here, Pennzoil. Back to you, Chris and Hannah at the booth.
Thank you so much, Zane. And a reminder to you folks on our Facebook, Twitch page, or especially Facebook pages, go to facebook.com if you're on Twitch right now, and go facebook.com/NASCAR Heat. And here are just a few of the things you could be walking away with here on championship night. A couple play seat challenge chairs, just like the ones you see here. A NASCAR racing experience. You want to climb behind the wheel? Here's your best chance. Pick one of the 16 tracks that are on the schedule there and have your turn around a racetrack on a stock car. We also have copies of the new NASCAR Heat 4 Gold Edition. It's pretty sweet. I've already played it a handful of times myself. And a $100 NASCAR store gift card. How about that? So get to Facebook right now and enter your chance to win.
Lots of cool things to win there, and definitely take this opportunity to go and get registered there for this giveaway. But we're going to bring back our special guest YouTuber, Jeff Fabiano, as we get ready to go racing for the final race of the season. The pressure is on for the Xbox drivers, and Jeff, we're going to let you introduce our starting lineup.
Thank you very much, Hannah. What a fantastic first race that was. And we got another one to go, so let's get started. Starting 14th, driving the number 6 for Roush Fenway Gaming from Frankton, Indiana. Wow, that's garbage! Starting 12th, driving the number 1 for Chip Ganassi Gaming from Los Angeles, California, Skirt Busch! Starting 11th, driving the number 43 for Petty Esports from Chino Hills, California, Diego Alvarado! Starting 10th, driving the number 16 for Wood Brothers Gaming from Lake Worth, Florida, Casey Go! Starting 9th, driving the number 18 for Gibbs Gaming from East Brunswick, New Jersey, the Bull. Starting 8th, driving the number 5 for Hendrick Motorsports Gaming Club from DuPont, Indiana, More Dog. Starting 7th, driving the number 3 for RCR Esports from Bridgeport, Texas, the J-Mac Attack! Starting 6th, driving the number 32 for Go Fast Gaming from Rochester, New York, Go Fast Matt! Filling in for his teammates, doing double duty tonight, starting 5th, Kyle Arnold! Starting 2nd, driving the number 37 for JTG Darn and Throttlers from McCall, South Carolina, Mr. Track On! And now your championship 4 for the Xbox division. Starting 13th, driving the number 88 for Junior Motorsports from Vermillion, Ohio, JRM Dohar. Starting 4th, driving the number 22 for Team Penske Esports from Joliet, Illinois, Shelby Power. Starting 3rd, driving the number 95 for Levine Family Gaming from Catonsville, Maryland, HD Motorsport. And starting on the pole, driving the number 14 for Stewart Haas Gaming from Lebanon, Virginia, Slick.
Best part of the night, right there, folks. Nothing like driver introductions before a championship is settled. As we get set to go for race number 2, here we go once again, folks. 70 laps the distance, no competition, caution, and that pit window, the all-important pit window coming around lap 18 to 24.
and we saw how those pit windows played out for us in the first race, but these Xbox drivers have been known to shake it up a little bit on their strategy, and that may be the case with a couple of drivers really having to pull through here. But you can see there that Xbox pole sitter SHG Slick, he has the perfect opportunity for Stewart-Haas Gaming to sweep the race. They've done it before. Wouldn't be surprised if they try to do that again. But Zane, we're going to send it back down to you to talk to a couple of these drivers.
I'm actually getting lucky here. Tedeschi is setting up, getting strapped in for the race tonight, man. How do you feel? You're starting, what, 4th tonight?
P4. Really excited. Corey did a great job, great recovery with all that damage, finishing P3 in the Xbox race, or the PlayStation race, I'm sorry. I feel like we have a really good car. The points are really tight. It's just going to be a shootout. Going to be a grassroots short track race Saturday night. So really excited. I think we have a really, really good car. So just got to see what happens.
Run what you're brung is what they say. We saw no yellow flags in that last race. Do you think this race is going to run green flag all the way? And what do you have to do to put yourself up front if that happens?
I think if it goes green flag all the way, we have a really good piece. We can go a pretty long way on tires, so we'll be good on that front. Kind of my predictions and how I think. I don't know if it's going to go green flag all the way, but if it does, we're prepared for it.
Thank you, Tedeschi. You know what? I want to walk around here a little bit, and I think I see a random Dohar. What is going on, Dohar? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. It's a championship night on a Wednesday at Arena 43.
It is. It certainly is. That was an entertaining PlayStation 4 race, huh? Wasn't it?
It really was. You look like a Nelly mother who was watching her kid, or a nervous mom watching her kid for the first time in a sports game, watching Keffer race out there. What do you have to do to make sure you guys win tonight?
We got to go out there and win.
You got to put yourself in victory lane. Nothing else, nothing less?
We got to win.
All right. Well, thank you, Dohar. You have a good one, man. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Zane. As you see some of the drivers there, they know what's at stake, and it's starting to become real now as we get set to go fire those engines and get after it. Here at ISM Raceway, as you take one last look of the grid, everybody getting set to go, some controllers, some wheels. Hey, look, somebody left their shoes off. That's the key.
That's what I smell over here. Just kidding. No, looking forward to getting this final race underway. And hats off to all of our crew here at 704 Games NASCAR Productions. It's been a wonderful season thus far. A lot of entertaining racing. Lots of great people we've gotten to know over the season. And I think I'm going to leave with a notebook of sayings by Zane. There's been a couple of them that have been pretty interesting. I just heard one, a nervous Nelly mom. Is that what I just heard?
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
How about a look at your official standings? A reminder, folks, combined points. So still opportunities for each of these teams to earn themselves that beautiful trophy here at Arena 43. Stewart-Haas Gaming in the lead, getting maximum points with the win. Levine right behind, 1 point back. And Team Penske Esports, your championship leaders from the drop of the green at Charlotte until about 10 minutes ago, 2 points back.
With Stewart-Haas Gaming's win in that first race, you would think that they would have a little bit of a buffer, something they can fall back on. Not at all. Only 1 point separates them between Levine Family Gaming. That's one finishing position that could set this championship apart. And Zay, we're going to head back over to you, hanging out with one of the drivers that is sitting in the hot seat tonight.
He's definitely sitting in the hot seat, and he's locked in and ready to go. It's HD Motorsports of Levine Gaming. You're starting third, my man. You're 1 point back. How much pressure is on your shoulders right now?
I'd be lying if there wasn't any pressure, but hey, gonna go out here. We got a good, fast car. I'd like to thank my teammate, the Bear, out there. Gave it all he got. Only thing we can do is win.
Thank you, man. And back to the booth, guys.
Thanks so much, Zane. Again, just moments away from going racing for the final time this season. And again, this eNASCAR Heat Pro League broadcast is refreshed by Coca-Cola. We got a lot of them hanging out here on the desk with us. I'm gonna take some of these really cool bottles home. I love it. The vintage glass Coca-Cola
There's so much
bottles.
going on. I tried chugging one, but I don't even have that much time. So
Parker
much crazy
gifted
action.
us with some Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that was nice of him.
Yes, he did.
Pace lap's underway, folks, so here it is. We've got a live studio audience. We have all the drivers in here. Those that just raced are now watching and waiting to see who is going to be celebrating in victory lane at Arena 43 when tonight's race is done. It's been an incredible season. Drama. A lot of excitement. And we're going to go ahead and throw the caution light back on the racetrack as we get things reset. Giving everyone a chance to, I mean, that's a tease right there. They're getting ready to go to the green flag, and oh, caution's back out.
It was. Everyone's nerves had finally got ready to settle. They were focused, and they were going to reset here. But we're going to throw it back out to the lobby here with Zane, who's hanging out with Slick on that front row. He's ready to back up his teammates' win and take this championship home.
Hey, Slick, how you doing?
Doing good.
So, you nervous?
Not really. Just ready to get going.
Getting ready to get going? Man, you sound like an old pro right now, I just want to say. So your teammate won, dominated with, I think it was 51 laps led. Think you can beat him with more laps led tonight?
Definitely going to try.
Oh, man, little words. Quick question, final question for you. How's the car feel? How's this wheel setup working for you tonight?
It's feeling really good. Running the same setup as what just won the last race, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh, we have teammates running the same setups. This might be a repeat, guys. Back to you at the booth.
Thank you so much, Zane. Yeah, we saw it. Pretty much everybody pitting every 18 laps, so we'll see if something is different. But how about this crowd inside Arena 43? They've been here for a couple hours. They're getting ready to see this championship battle, and we've got family members. We saw moms praying. We had Chad Knaus in here. I mean, we've got a host of people ready to see history be made. As you take a look at some of our audience members here, some of them traveling far and wide to be here. So we thank you for convening here at this wonderful facility. And yeah, I guess all it comes down to it is just who's going to win. I don't know. Do we have any Team Penske Esports fans in the house? All right. How about some Junior Motorsports? Okay.
There we go, yeah.
We can do a little better, but that's all right.
No, but like you said, Chad had mentioned it. It's so cool to be able to walk through our audience here. We've got crew chiefs, you've got drivers, you've got the teammates ready to cheer each other on. A full house that we had here this evening, and you could just feel the excitement. When we walked in earlier this afternoon, the drivers were showing up. We were doing drivers meetings, walk through, and it was like it all came down to this. We kicked the season off. Didn't seem like that long ago.
No, it didn't.
And we weren't really sure how this, as you and I, we weren't really sure how this was going to work. And it's been so much fun getting to know these drivers on and off the racetrack, getting to know their stories, their families, and watching them really build these dynamics. But take a look here as we get ready to race on the Xbox race. Season leaders here, Mr. Consistent. We call him that for a reason. Mr. Track Bar leads those 3 wins, 240 laps led, almost tripling, quadrupling anyone else on that field.
Yeah, if you're going to point to somebody to upset a championship run at a win, could be Mr. Track Bar. And certainly he's done so throughout the season with those wins, but Slick right behind trying to double up what his teammate just did. Garbage, he told me before the race, I'm back at the back because we've seen him come back from the back to win, and he said, I did it just for you to start 14th. So we'll see what happens with Garbage, but back on board with, there's Dolhard, there's Slick, championship contenders. There's Tedeschi right there for Penske Esports. I mean, these guys are getting ready to go. And right now is the worst part because you're just waiting. And right now we get ready to throw the caution light back on. But your official points going into this final race, once again, 1 point the difference between your top two. Stewart Haas Gaming did get the win, so 40 maximum points. Penske Esports still in there, and so is Junior Motorsports. Nothing is out. As we get cars back on track, it looks like the pace laps are back underway. Green flag next time by for the final time of the 2019 inaugural eNASCAR Heat Pro League season. We'll do it all once more.
And it all comes down to this, the driver's nerves finally being put in the back seat. The final four here in the center, ready to race it out. Their teammates have done their part. A full season had to be put together to end up here in Charlotte.
Race control alerting the drivers. We may have to throw the caution light back on. And it looks like we have. Something's not right with the lineup, but that's all right, folks. Just more time to build up the anticipation. A big thing, though, for Track Bar is we've seen him dominate, but we've also seen mistakes. We saw him miss pit road while leading by a big margin. So if he's going to play spoiler, he's got to get the full package together. And we'll see if he can upset some of these guys. Our championship four are going to be right in the middle of your screen. So while we have a break in the action, let's go down to Zane, who's with a special guest.
Guys, I'm here with the best of guests, the specialist of guests, Mr. David Hovis, team manager of Penske Esports. How's it going tonight?
Hey, it's good, Zane. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So my big question is, you watch Corey run that race. You guys have had a fabulous, fantastic season. How's it feel so far?
Well, certainly 2019 has been a great season for all of Team Penske. You know, we have 2 championships already in IMSA and IndyCar. 2 more chances in NASCAR, or 3 more chances in NASCAR and Australian Supercars, and 1 more here tonight with Brian, who won the very first race of the year. So hopefully we can bookend that with another one, and hopefully that's going to be enough to secure the championship tonight. We'll see.
So you guys could technically sweep all of motorsports this year.
All the ones we race in, for sure. Everything but about Formula One.
Thank you, David, so much, and back to you guys up at the booth.
Pretty interesting statistic there to look at it when you see that everything Penske has their fingers in throughout motorsports now branched into the esports. It's been awesome to have them on board. They've obviously chosen 2 very good drivers for their 2019 season. But take a look at that starting order again. SHG Slick on the pole there with Track Bar, looking to go back-to-back and sweep the races. And HT Motorsports in that 3rd spot. He has to really put it all out there to be able to contend for the championship.
He certainly does. I mean, his best finish in the postseason is 8th, and right now that's not going to cut it for Levine Family Gaming. So has some work to do, but lots of laps to go. 70, in fact, as we look at the rest of your starting lineup. Skirt Busch coming in 12th, starting in 12th, and then there is your other championship contender, Jerem Dohar. Can he come from 13th? His teammate made a late charge there for a solid top 10. We'll see if he can get the job done as well.
And we're going to send it over to Zane once again, who's caught up with one of the guys from Junior Motorsports.
Guys, I've caught up the man, the myth, the best almost looking beard in the building compared to the bearded one, Mike Campbell of Junior Motorsports, the team manager, PR rep, a guru of all sorts. How you feeling tonight?
We're good. We're good. We're happy to be here. Really proud of how Jason ran in race 1 tonight, and we got all the confidence in the world in Tyler going in this one.
Do you have any nerves at all? You saw him stressed out. We talked about a little bit in the last race. Like, he looked like a nervous mom, and he's waving to us right now. Hi, son. So are you feeling that stress for him? Are you kind of like projecting that a little bit or absorbing that stress that he has?
No, he's laying in the weeds here. He's playing the game with everybody. He's good to go. He's playing cool now. We're ready to go.
So he's just playing possum with everybody.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Mike, and back to the booth with you guys.
Thanks, Zane. And I was actually there to witness this pre-race conversation between Zane and Mike, trying to decipher who had the best beard. And Zane's deal was that someone else gave him the nickname of the bearded one. So that's where this all comes into play.
Okay. Well, either way, they both grow better beards than I ever could, so props to them. But still waiting to get the green flag dropped. You see our live studio audience in Arena 43. Nobody's left the building, just anxiously awaiting. Do want to give a shout out to Gibbs Gaming. We did see some representatives here as well. Their driver is getting ready to go, and it's a good opportunity to remind everyone that it's anyone's game. 4 points is it that separates these 4 championship contenders.
And if you're just tuning in with us, again, our championship 4 centered here in the arena, getting ready to race for a championship. They're all close up, but something that separates them, again, you look here and you've got certain drivers using wheels and some of them using controllers, all playing the same game, all getting ready to battle for the same championship, but they're racing in different ways. And Chris, you and I got the opportunity at the beginning of the season to try our own hand at it, and needless to say, we wholeheartedly commend these guys.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks, especially for 2 people that drove cars for, a period of time. So certainly this is an added level of experience that is unmatched, and our drivers here in the eNASCAR Heat Pro League put on a heck of a show each and every race. We thank them for doing so, and everyone at 704 Games for giving us the opportunity to showcase their talents, because this is incredible. And we're coming to 1 lap to go, folks. All right, 3rd time's a charm. We've got it. Crowd begins to liven up here as we await the start of the race. Drivers warming up those tires. Tires, again, a big key factor. If you miss our race rundown, 70 laps, no competition caution. And they let them loose. Green flag is out for the final race of the 2019 season. Who's going to win a championship? Right now, Track Bar muscled his way to the lead, wasting no time in the 37.
And that was a great start by Track Bar. He just instantaneously was on the throttle, able to clear SHG Slick, and this looks like the start of a lot of races that we've seen throughout the season. And Track Bar and SHG able to get up there, get away from the rest of the field and battle. But Shelby right there with SHG Slick. Track Bar could be the upset that we have been waiting for in this playoff season. He's always fast, shows a lot of speed at these short tracks here. So if he's able to stay out of trouble, I think he'll be up front battling for that win to cap the season off.
Yeah, it'll be tied for the biggest upset alongside Parker, who put it to him in the postseason for Chip Ganassi Gaming. But right now on board that 2nd place machine, Stuart Haas Gaming trying to go 2 for 2 and lock up the championship. They've got a hard-charging Shell V-Power in that 3rd spot for Penske Esports. So those top 3 beginning to break away just a little bit here, just a couple laps into this one.
And I know it's early on in this race, but JRM Dohar in that 13th spot, one of those playoff contenders, Similar situation to his teammate. He's got a lot of ground to make up, and we heard from their crew chief, they have a strategy that they have in play. So we'll see if it's the same one as laps continue to run through for Dohar, but Dohar's collected a win. He's got some confidence. He's just got to be able to get his way through, stay out of trouble, and let the cautions fall in his place. But riding along there on Shelby Power for Penske, you can see him sitting alongside the SHG driver, Slick. Pretty cool to have them sitting next to each other, because these two, there's some opportunity for some things to heat up.
Yeah, there's no barrier between those two seats, so keep an eye on your championship battle here as we continue to ride on board with Shelby. Got to give a shout out to Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. He's a graduate student, had some friends over when he used to play in his dorm room there, and now he's in Charlotte, and I can't imagine that Boiler Nation is watching him from the great state of Indiana. But right now, they're all chasing that 37, who has been on a rail so far in this last race. As we look back to HD Motorsports, they've got to gain some positions here. 7th place, 4 seconds back. And some contact there on the straightaway. One car into the wall. HD gets through. Can't imagine there may be some damage of that Levine family gaming machine. But he motors on, still riding now in the 6th position, so did gain a spot on that contact.
Go Fast Matt, that driver that got into the wall for Go Fast Gaming, slipped back there. And you almost had to get a little bit of tension there. You wonder who else was involved in that, but take a look at the replay there. As you can see him riding along, bounces off, contact with HD. HD manages to get past him with minimal damage there, but tough break for Go Fast Matt. He's still got a lot of laps to rebound here, but that allows JRM Dohar to slip up to that 12th position.
Yeah, Go Fast Matt just kind of missed the corner, misjudged his exit there, getting high on the racetrack in the loose stuff. But right now, it's all about track bar. We continue to ride. There's HD, a good look at him, and he's been a guy that almost sometimes we ride on board with him, you don't know if he's breathing because he doesn't move. But right now he's working the wheel. Car may not be handling to his liking, but he's got a lot of time to get it done. Driver's now using that far apron. I mean, they're going all the way down to the lettering there in the dog leg. As we go back on board, there's JRM Dohar. They called him a bridesmaid in the pre-race show. He finished second, I forgot how many times. Finally got a win here a couple weeks ago and trying to will that filter time machine and Junior Motorsports to a win and possibly a championship. He's riding in the 12th position, started 13th, has a lot of work to go with about 10 laps in the books.
You saw in front of him there, the man, wow, that's garbage. Started at the back, said he did it to put on a show here, already up to 10th there. He was battling pretty hard with Jay McAttack and Skirt Busch, so that could play out in Junior Motorsports or in Dohar's favor. But again, points as they run, we will be calculating them this entire Xbox race. Right now, Stuart Haas still out in front. A 3-point gap between themselves and Penske as they run in 2nd and 3rd at the moment.
Sawing at the wheel is track bar, shaking his head. He continues to lead, but that lead has shrunk. 0.6 of a second, maybe losing the handling here, driving a little hard at the start of this race. We talked to a lot of drivers, again, reiterating, you gotta save your tires to go at least an 18-lap stint. Right now, just 11 laps coming to 12 laps in, and maybe some tire wear already coming into some factors here. As we go back on board, there's the duo of Slick and Shelby.
You have to wonder, though, if these Xbox drivers watched the PlayStation race and how hard they saw Hot Rod push those tires. As long as they stayed in that window, it seemed to be that these drivers could really push them to the edge, able to come through during that pit window. So maybe Track Bar watched that and said, okay, I can do this. I can push it farther than I had been practicing in. And that's what we've seen thus far. Those top three, they're really able to break away from 4th place and Moordog. But the battle right now between Shelby and SHG Slick for 2nd and 3rd. All focus on Shelby's face there.
Collapse in the audience, so we've got some intensity brewing as here comes that 22 of Shelby into the rear view mirror of Slick. So that battle for 2nd heating up. Meanwhile, Track Bar saying, go ahead, boys, play. I'll just start to pull away.
And a great run there in 5th place at the moment by Kyle Arnold, filling in for Jacob Kerr in this Xbox race. Great way to end the season for that Germain Gaming to get a solid finish like that. Pulling double duty. Pretty cool opportunity for him to be able to run the first race, take what he learned, and then apply it to this as well. Could be a benefactor to why he's running so well right now.
Certainly could. Unfortunately, it's not on the best of circumstances. Thoughts to Jacob Kerr and his family dealing with a family emergency. Couldn't be here tonight, so that's why Kyle Arnold is in that 3013 machine. Pulling double duty, did a great job in the PlayStation race, running top 5 as we go back to the front with track bar. And pit stops will be approaching soon. As we go back toward 11th, and that's Jerem Dohar. Only made up a position the last handful of laps, so right now choosing to ride around, get a little contact there as we go back to 2nd. Here's the battle shaping up as Shelby goes the outside, and pit stops just like that come with the 14 of Slick. So Slick, Shelby, looks like Kerr, HD all on pit road, or HD is still out there, so Mordaught, Jacob Kerr, Kyle Arnold is down on pit road.
This will allow a lot of these teams and drivers to become on different pit cycles now. We only had a handful of drivers come through on this lap, and you'll see there, track bar looks like he's slowing to come down pit road as well. That should hand the lead over. But something interesting, we talked about Dohar right there as we ride along with him. He's getting ready to come down pit road. Didn't get the starting position that he wanted. Rolled off 13th, but look at his average finish for the season. His average finish, 3.7. He's shown that he can move his way through the field and get those solid finishes, but he's gonna need a better finish than a 3rd place tonight.
Best average finish of all our eNASCAR Heat Pro League drivers. Certainly something to hang your hat on, but it won't matter unless you take home the trophy. And right now they're trying to get the job done, first on pit road, then on the track. As we continue to let the pit stop cycle through, we want to remind everyone this eNASCAR Heat Pro League broadcast is refreshed by Coca-Cola. You saw them on our desk here. We have Coca-Cola all over the place. Boy, comes in handy when we're calling these races, and we appreciate them for coming on board the last part of this season and propelling us to the next season of the eNASCAR Heat Pro League. As we look at, hey, there's Diego. I haven't talked much about him. Been kind of a rough season for that Petty bunch, but something to build on for next year. He does a lot of driving. Remember we talked about that? He drove to Charlotte from California for the first race, and then drove to hang out with his teammate in Pennsylvania.
He's been all over the place.
That's impressive.
And Zane, we're going to hand it over to you. You've got a little bit more on the Penske driver that we've been talking about.
You're absolutely right, Hannah. I've been hanging out with Brian Tedeschi on that pit stop. Asked him real quick, how's the car running? He's like, you know, it's good. It's good. It's a little rough for me right now. I'm going to take a half pound out of the right rear and a little bit of wedge. So we'll see what happens here for the rest of the run.
51 laps to go. A lot of those drivers cycling through on that set of pit stops. Most of them taking those 4 tires. Definitely something.
Oh, have to.
Yeah, when we have high tire wear like we do here at ISM Raceway. But you see there, track bar cycled through, has the lead over SHG Slick and Shelby. And look back a little bit farther in the field. You've got HD Motorsports and JRM Dohar in 8th and 9th. And during those pit cycles, it was actually pretty cool. You could hear a lot of the banter between all of the drivers here that are in studio with us. And that's not something that we get during our regular Wednesday evening races. Having them all here on location adds to the excitement. Some interesting banter that's been going on between all of them. You can see there that SHG driver, Slick. Again, we announced who they were. They've been hidden all season from us. So Josh Shoemaker currently leading the Xbox race, looking to lead his team. I'm sorry, running in 2nd. And that's what it takes to lead his team to a championship as Stuart Haas continues to lead the points.
A healthy 3-point margin, but this one long from over. Junior Motorsports fell off just a little bit, still running inside the top 10, but it's hard to make points when 2 of the top championship competitors are at the front. As you look at the face of junior JRM Dohar, trying to will that machine to the front. That 88's been strong all season long. We've talked about him. He's Mr. Excitement. Trying to follow that 95 of HD. Maybe they can work together and get back to the front here with inside 50 laps to go.
You saw him get past Diego there. Ooh, and a great run there by Dohar, right up to the back bumper of HD. Those two work together to get past Diego without a problem. They've got to set their focus on the Bolt, but Zane, tell us a little bit more about this battle that's going on between these two drivers.
Guys, these two drivers had an incident at the start of the race. Dohar, as he said over the radio, I got the 16th paint scheme all over my car right now. And HD Motorsports actually had about 2 seconds of damage at the start of that race. Someone got into his rear end. So we're seeing these two guys fight for playoff positions, hoping a caution comes out to move them back up into the top 5.
Wow. And that's just the spirit of competition there. And these guys will certainly race each other real hard. Right now, in a good battle here for 7th position. We go back to the front. Nothing's changed except for the car riding in 2nd that's pulled away from Shelby. So Slick now has a little bit of a cushion trying to run down Mr. Track Bar. And right now he's doing so. About a 10th faster that last lap. So maybe Slick saved some of those tires for the back part of this stint before the next round of pit stops. Maybe we'll try to make a run at Track Bar, who's led the most laps here today.
And in an ideal situation, if SHG Slick can catch Track Bar, I think we'd see a really good battle shape up between those two. And when these two are battling, that allows Shelby to close that gap as well and really put the 3 of them in a great battle position. But 43 laps to go in the final race here at ISM Raceway for the Xbox. A lot of time for these drivers to make those changes. We're going to see another 2 rounds of pit stops, I believe, before this race is over. And caution-free thus far. We saw this play out in the PlayStation race, but I have a hunch that this whole race is not going to go caution-free.
We will wait and see just what happens. Be right on board with Mordog. Haven't talked much about the Hendrick Motorsports Gaming Club duo. Nick Jobs had a solid 6th place finish for the PS4 drivers, and right now watching his teammate Mordog put down some laps here. Another one I didn't really mention a whole lot too is, wow, that's garbage. He told me, hey, I'm starting dead last, shotgun on the field, I'm gonna win for you. Well, right now the Roush Fenway Gaming driver is up to 11th, so we'll see what happens with garbage as we look back. Here's Bolt.
He's been one that's been entertaining in all of our pre-race.
Best dance moves, hats down.
And he showed us those dance moves in the driver introductions. Rubik's Cube too. We also learned that he can do a Rubik's Cube in record time. Again, ooh, a little scuff with the wall there, holds on to it, but also we talked about Diego, does not fly. So we have had him while his address in hometown maybe.
Oh, we got a car backwards. The Bolt spins out on the front straightaway, collects Diego in a handful of cars. Caution is out on the speedway with 40 laps to go, and the 88 is involved.
That is not what these drivers want to see right there.
Oh, heartbreak. Zane, what do you got?
Hey, Dohar, you got a moment?
Yeah.
How do you feel right now? What happened there?
Got wrecked by the 18 in the 2nd live event of the season.
Well, what do you got to do to win, man?
I got to win. I got to get up front. I got to get some track position, but we got to fix this damage first. We're going to bind together. We're going to huddle down, hunker down. We're going to get this.
You and the 18 in a square room. No one else. What's he going to do?
I'm just going to tell him that he needs to start racing with a level head on his shoulders.
So he's going to have a stern talking to with the 18. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Zane. Yeah, that is not what any of these drivers want to see right now. You can see the Bolt. Yeah, not really sure what happened there maybe, but
we'll take a look, hopefully at a replay, but here's what happened live on board. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So add the fact that it's championship night as we take the green flag, restart now, but just to add to the pressure right now, now you've got tempers flaring. This one's not over yet, folks. As Track Bar continues to lead, 36 laps to go.
Shelby there looking to challenge SHG for that 2nd position. Can't quite get the run though, stays right there, that quarter panel.
Yeah, here we go, side by side for 2nd, the 22. Shelby will make the pass and slide job on the 14. Shelby taking over 2nd place, but a crossover move. Oh, what a great battle here between 2 championship contenders.
These two side by side, little contact. Jacob Kerr wants Kyle Arnold wants a little bit of that action there. You wouldn't even know this side-by-side battle is happening from the look on Shelby's face. All seriousness right now, but side-by-side inching each other every single lap. Rubbin is racing right now, and these guys are showing it. They're racing each other hard, but they're racing each other clean, and just a good enough run there. Slick able to slide right back in front of Shelby, but Shelby with a run.
The 14 laid the block, and the 22 used the chrome horn and tried to get bumped his way around. And right now, side by side, but here comes Garbage. Boy, that caution really just sparked things up as the 22 gets around the 14, moved Shelby back to second place with his eyes set on the leader. Boy, what great racing there.
And while that's Garbage, like you said, started at the tail end of the field, did not take a qualifying time, is now in third place, shaking it up there with the playoff contenders. And that's exactly what Shelby wanted to do. He wanted Garbage to follow him through on this battle there, put that buffer between him and SHG Slick. And wow, what some great racing we just saw.
The intensity heats up at the eNASCAR Heat Pro League Championship finale as we ride on board with the 6 of Garbage. The Oscar Mayer machine trying to make a run at these championship contenders, sitting third, and he wants more. Oh, gives us a little wave. Wow, it's like Tony Stewart at Indy that one year. He took a drink of the drink bottle down the front straightaway.
No nerves at all. That driver is just ready
He's
to
confident.
end the season with a good run. He's had a great run, had a couple wins. He's been a fun one to watch, always exciting, making his way through the field, and he's ready to add a little bit more excitement. He's caught the tail bumper of Shelby, ready for that second position. He has got a fast race car with 31 laps to go.
An incredible job by the 6. Roush Fenway Gaming trying to get in the mix of this race. As we take a look once again at the points, folks, we've got a tie as they run. Penske and Stewart Haas. It's going to go down to the wire here in the desert. Oh my goodness gracious.
And again, take a look at those tiebreakers. We talked about them. We knew they were going to come into play. Combined laps led in finale will be what separates the two initially, and then it goes to lowest combined qualifying positions, followed by their season win total. So the numbers are going to start crunching as the laps wind down here, as there's a current tie between two championship contenders. Again, having Wow That's Garbage and Jacob Kerr between championship contenders has really shaken up the point situation.
Oh, most certainly has, as we ride on board with Slick. And we're getting word from race control that Stewart Haas will clinch, or has already clinched, the tiebreaker based on laps left.
So that being
if
said,
it ended right now, Stewart Haas would be crowned champions, but still 28 laps, grueling laps to go here in the finale.
So Shelby, hearing that, now knows that he has to get another car between him and SHG Slick. Something has to happen to put that points buffer, because where they run, no matter what, SHG would, or Stewart Haas Gaming would collect that championship. So Shelby is now driving harder than before to get himself that win, put Penske back atop the boards.
Track bars lead down under a second as you look at Garbage using a little bit of a different lane around the final corner across the start-finish line, trying to follow and do something to get around the 22 of Shelby. Slick, we documented him and the Stewart Haas Gaming group riding in fourth. You see him working the wheel next to Shelby. And folks wondering about JRM Dohar climbing back up to 7th after that contact and wreck with HD Motorsports. Those two are together, 7th and 8th. Could be an interesting battle brewing between those two as they try to get back to the front.
25 laps to go in this season finale. We saw pit stops happen around lap 18, 19, so we should expect them again in the next 5 laps. That is a perfect opportunity to shake this up, get these drivers.
Ooh, one car hard into the wall on the straightaway. That's the 13, and we have another caution on the speedway. Kyle Arnold bringing out the latest caution. Number 2, and we'll restack him and do it again. Oh boy, this shakes things up critically now. As we look at 2 championship contenders with Slick and Shelby. There's Dohar.
Great rebound.
Not over yet. Giving some words to HD. As we take a look at the replay for this caution. Contact there. Oh, a hard impact with HD getting involved at the end.
So it looked like it all started there with Kyle Arnold, contact with SHG, and HD just had nowhere to go.
Look at Slick working the wheel. A tough break there, but he got involved, a little bit of damage, and Slick now back in 11th. So HD, Slick were involved as we go back to green flag racing at ISM Raceway. Just less than 20 laps to go.
Track bar quickly out front, great restart. Ooh, contact with Garbage and Shell V side by side.
Oh, this is
wow.
Traffic jam at 180 miles an hour.
Dohar, though. Dohar coming, he is in the second position, getting to the front there. He's got a great car, Shell V in that second. These four right now are a hornet's nest.
Racing oh so close to each other. One mistake could end it as Shell V gets into the back of the 88. 3 wide in the corner, Shell V, and there goes Garbage. Garbage to second, Shell V back to third, Dohar to fourth, and a whole gang of cars is right behind him.
Track bar is thanking his lucky stars where he is on the racetrack right now. He's watching this happen behind him and knows he's got to win in his clinches if he can hold on to it up here. But that's Garbage in that second spot. Everyone calm down for a moment here. Single file what it looks like. Shell V in that third position and a great rebound by Dohar in that fourth spot. And look down there. Involved in that caution, SHG, Slick, and HD running 10th and 11th, but you can see in the back corner of this shot here, you've got Shell V under fire from JRM Dohar, so those two a potential shakeup.
That group led by Dohar in fourth, Mordog, Diego, and the Bolt. All hungry, trying to track down these top two. But single file for now, as we click off another lap at ISM Raceway. Hard down into the bottom of the inside. That's Dohar trying to get up underneath the 22.
You can almost feel the tension here as everyone's watching. The crowd gets excited when people start making moves, and it's such a fun environment to be in. As JRM Dohar, you can see again, he had some tough luck throughout the season, had some tough luck earlier on in the race, able to rebound here, looking to finish the season. And again, points with this shakeup. Penske atop the leaderboards here with that points lead. Wow, what a shakeup with that caution. Junior Motorsports now in that second spot.
Yeah, Junior Motorsports went from fourth to second. Stuart Haas first to third, just 5 points back, but gotta start thinking about the end of the race. Who has enough in the tank? 16 laps to go. How are they doing on tires? Slick dropping like a rock back to 10th.
15 laps to go. We have not seen these teams come down pit road yet. We expected it around lap 18. That caution did come out though.
Fuel strategy certainly coming into play. We talked about tires all day long, but tonight it's going to possibly come down to fuel. Slick, to try to get back in the championship, needs 5 spots, and right now puts the chrome horn to the 18 of the Bolt.
You can see the desperation in his driving. He has to make up those 5 spots. He's willing to move people. The 2 people in front of him, not championship drivers. He's thinking, get out of my way. I have to get to the front here. But these drivers are still looking to end their season on a high note. So a little bit of desperation in his driving here as he looks to get under the Gibbs driver of the Bolt for that 8th position.
Yeah, how about that outside move around Mordog, then cuts it back low and picks off 2. So Slick back up now to 9th. Had 8th for a second. We go back to the front. This is 3rd. That's the 22 of Shell V. Looking back to Dohar, who rallied after an accident that brought out our first caution, up to a top 5 and 4th.
Shell V pretty comfortable right now in that 3rd spot. Looks like JRM Dohar's got a little bit more of a challenge from Diego in that 5th spot than he is looking to reel in Shell V. So your front 2 leaders, Track Bar and Garbage, not championship contenders out front though, as Shell V rides, as you can see there, in that 2nd position. A little over a second behind our leader, Track Bar, who's been just dominant this evening. But as I said there, you got a JRM Dohar under fire from Diego. Again, another driver carrying some real late season momentum.
Certainly has that Petty Esports group building for next year, but right now, trying to get in that championship racing mix with the 22, now searching for another spot. That's Garbage. They're gonna get to, well, looks like he can get to the quarter panel and not get the drive off he needs. But this is a great battle here for 2nd. That's only allowing Track Bar to skip away now to a 2nd lead. Garbage had his game face on. We've seen him come from the back oh so many times. He's won twice starting shotgun on the field. Riding in second, go ahead.
So much fun to follow his story. Like you said, he made that comment prior to the race. I'm starting at the back for you guys to make it interesting, and that's exactly what he has done running second again. We've had live points updates this entire race as they run. Penske atop the board with 10 laps to go. Again, winner take all event. This has been a combination of the PlayStation and the Xbox drivers. Both drivers had to put a run together, and you can see his teammate Pennzoil right there. The nerves, he's got some support behind him, and the whole Penske Esports team nervous right now. But right now, Shelby running in that second spot, gets past Wow That's Garbage. Wow That's Garbage dropping right now, but Shelby takes over that second position, and look, he's got track bar in his sights.
Certainly does. Garbage hitting pit road, so definitely was short on fuel with 8 laps to go. So Garbage out of the mix for now. Who else needs to get a splash of fuel? The anticipation rising. You can see it in our live studio audience cheering on their favorite driver. As Shelby trying to get everything he can out of that 22. We go back to HD. Again, involved with that accident early. Up to 5th. 4 seconds back of the lead, but every position counts in the championship. There goes Dohar, the 88, just ahead on pit road. Dohar pits. Will HD pit? Will Shelby have to pit? Could this come down to a quick splash of fuel?
This race not playing out at all how our PlayStation race played out. They had those pit stops very strategically planned as an entire field, and here now we've got drivers trickling down pit road in the final laps. Dohar, like you said, a championship contender, down for a quick splash of fuel, comes back out 11th here. That moves Slick up to 5th spot there. HD Shelby also now down to 4th.
Yeah, Shelby just hit pit road, so here we go. 4th pit stop for that group. So Shelby goes down pit road. Still, who has a pit? Track bar, Diego. HD still not making pit stops. How about Slick for a rebound? Are they conserving? I mean, certainly they're conserving, but do they have enough? Here comes, oh, look how slow the 95's going. Nursing it home for Levine Family Gaming.
5 laps to go. Track bar still out front there. He has led, I believe, almost every lap but one here this evening at ISM Raceway. With everyone ducking down, you have to wonder, he has been pushing that race car as hard as he can since the drop of the green flag. Does he have enough? Will he be forced down? So Slick back up to 4th now with this pit cycle and everyone coming down. This has just shaken everything up again.
Certainly has. Your leaders, at least the top 5, have not pitted for a 4th time, trying to stretch it. Coming to 3 laps to go at the stripe. There's Slick, who's now up to 3rd, as looks like track bar hits pit road. Your leader did not have the fuel to go the distance. Does Diego? He still hasn't pitted. And getting word from race control, it is tied. 2nd and 3rd, Levine and Stewart Haas tied in points, coming down to 2 to go. It is going to come down to the final lap. Stewart Haas would have the tiebreaker over Levine if it race ends now.
Lots of calculating going on right now with everyone as part of our team. This has been a full season. Coming up to now, you can hear the excitement in the crowd. 2 laps to go. Could Diego end his season with a win for Petty Motorsports? That would be exactly what that team needs to finish their season. They've had a rough start there.
Coming a white flag. 1 lap to go in the season, and Diego, the leader. But how about HD?
The white flag is in the air. SHG gets around HD Motorsports for that 2nd position.
Slick goes around HD. HD moves back to 3rd. SHG trying to win a championship. But coming down the front straightaway, Diego almost out of fuel. Here comes HD on the inside. Oh, they wrecked HD in the wall. HD in the wall, and it looks like the 22 will come home for the checkered flag. HD Motorsports, how did he get that done?
I have no words. I did not expect that playing out that way.
No one knows what just happened. Calculating the points. We're calculating the points.
What a finish there. We had Diego looking for his first win.
Stuart Haas has won the 2019 eNASCAR Heat Pro League Championship in a tiebreaker, unofficial tiebreaker. We are getting word from race control. We will make it official, but right now it looks like SHG will get it done on tiebreaker. We will confirm with race control. Holy cow.
Good try.
You can see the the Stuart Haas Gaming team down here. Both teammates, Jake Morris as well. It came down to it. Stuart Haas Gaming confirmed laps led was the deciding tiebreaker to hand that championship over to Stuart Haas Gaming. Wow, we talked about it at the pre-race. We didn't think we were gonna have to do it. Zane, what is the excitement right now? You can see everyone.
I'm trying to get in here right now. There's pandemonium. You got Levine, Penske, Stuart Haas, our champions, all giving high fives. We got them right here, our winners. Let's see if we turn around, guys, for the camera. They want to see your beautiful faces. You don't have helmets on, and you're champions. That's right. You came out strong in the first race. You put your guys up top. How do you feel right now?
Pretty soaked. He made it happen. That's 2 wins in a row off strategy, and that was great. Or okay, second or first. What a race for Stuart Haas, man. That's what we're here for.
And strategy and that wreck at the end there. What was going through your mind? Did you think you lost everything, and here you are?
Yeah, I thought it was over at that point, but then that late caution with 22 to go, I knew the only strategy from that deep in the field was just save fuel, or not save fuel, save tires, and try to make it 22 laps. Had to save 4 laps of tires to make it to the end. Happened to work out.
Hey, you're a champion. Right now we want to find the voice, the man, Jake. You were the mouthpiece for this team all years. You won, dude. You got it. How do you feel?
I feel great. I mean, obviously I wasn't behind the wheel. These guys were behind the wheel. They did an awesome job there at the end, man. I was worried. I didn't know if Josh could make it, but he made it happen, and we're champions, man. We made history again.
Stuart Haas Gaming, our 2019 eNASCAR Heat Pro League champions. I'm going to throw it back to Chris and Hannah at the desk.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was incredible stuff. Here's how it finished from the driver's view.
Celebration between Hot Rod and Slick. You can see it there.
Oh, what a finish. You like that, folks? Yeah.
You can see it.
Kirk Cousins.
We talked about it, that tiebreaker. Stuart Haas Gaming and Levine Family Gaming, dead even in points. It came down to laps led between those two to decide your 2019 champion. That's how close the racing has been this entire eNASCAR Heat season. Week in and week out, these drivers have put everything into it. The teams have really come together to put on such an exciting season, and it all came to life here in the season finale at Phoenix.
I'm at a loss to words, but I know 2 gentlemen that are certainly at a loss for words, but can hold their heads higher is Levine Family Gaming, and they're standing by with Zane.
Thank you, Chris, and I'm here with the Bear, HD Motorsports, and Michael Levine of Levine Family Gaming. You guys tied for the championship. What do you feel right now?
We feel all right. We all right. We came here and did what we had to do and just come up a little bit short. We'll be back.
HD, same question, man. You almost won. I came around the corner, saw you had 4 laps of fuel left. You were running it on strategy. What happened? Was it tires that caught you at the end?
I blew a tire there coming out of 4. I was trying my hardest to save that right rear. It blew out of 4, and somehow I think someone hit me. It kept me straight at the line. But felt just short there. And then a tie with SHG, but hell of a finish, man. What could you ask for?
Michael, you come in here with a chance to win. You're 4th. You tie for a championship. What's going through your mind?
Oh, I'm just crazy proud of these guys. They've done a hell of a job all year. They've lived up to expectations. The fact that it came down to a tiebreaker tells me I've got 2 of the 4 best guys in the field, and can't wait for next year with these guys. It's going to be a good one.
That was Levine Family Gaming, our 2nd place finishers that tied for the championship. Back to Chris and Hannah at the desk.
Thank you so much.
I know you guys can't see it right now, but both of our championship winners are actually being soaked in Coca-Cola by the voice of Stuart Haas Gaming. Jake Morris just gave his drivers a Coca-Cola bath.
Well, they deserved it. I mean, that was an incredible evening of racing. I'm speechless. We saw, cautions. We saw the strategy change, and then have it to go to a tiebreaker only makes sense for just how special this league has been, not only tonight, but this season. And I hope you folks who weren't here tonight could enjoy it at home, too, as well.
And it was cool to hear from the Levine Family Gaming drivers as well. The Bear, in Bear fashion, ultimately just taking in how much he's enjoyed this season. We've all enjoyed it, getting to know these drivers, their stories, and what a way to finish it. I mean, two teams, Penske, who was on top all season, comes home third in the points there. And you've got Storehouse Gaming. We didn't even know what these drivers looked like
until tonight.
So,
all right, let's throw it down to Zane with our championship winners as we go to Victory Lane.
I'm down here in Victory Lane. Valley, Josh, Brandon, let's lift that trophy. You are the inaugural eNASCAR Heat Pro League champions. Lift it up, guys. Gotcha. Hey, how does it feel? Give me first words reaction.
Feels amazing.
Amazing. Josh?
It was, yeah, amazing. It's about the only word to use right now.
How heavy is that trophy?
Not very heavy. Not what I expected.
Who's taking it home? Is it you? Is it Josh? Or is it Jake?
Jake.
Jake's taking it home? So one quick question. You guys said if you won the championship, you were going for Busch beer. Is that still a thing that's happening tonight?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah. Who's buying?
Jake.
Beers are on Jake from the Stewart Haas camp. Back to the booth with Chris and Hannah.
Thank you so much, Zane. It's been a pleasure to work with you this season, but I need to know where they're staying so I know where this Busch beer party is going to be happening. But boy, the party will go on in the night here in Charlotte. Champions, Stewart Haas Gaming.
And what a season it has been. We've seen excitement from all the drivers, all the teams in the inaugural eNASCAR Heat Pro League. It wouldn't have been done without everyone at 704 Games, NASCAR Productions, and Coca-Cola. It's been an amazing season.
It certainly has. Hannah, it's been a pleasure doing this with you, sharing the seat, and hopefully we can come back and do it next year. We hope everyone at home enjoyed it who watched tonight and all throughout the season. From all of us, 704 Games, NASCAR Productions, we thank you for tuning in to Championship Finale and all season long, and we look forward to seeing you next year. eNASCAR Heat Pro League went off in style with SHG, your champions. Have a great night, everyone.